Hi, this is Bree with Cosmic Siren. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. This is a safe space for my curious and quirky souls that wish to connect more deeply with themselves, others, and the world around them. I have 4 piles for you to choose from today. We're going to be looking at messages for some deep inner child healing. For pile 1, I have yellow citrine, I believe, and this is Yubaba's Bathhouse from Spirited Away. For group number 2, I have green fluorite, I believe, and this is Snorlax. For group 3, I have red Jasper, and this is an ocean view from Kiki's delivery service. For group 4, I have clear quartz crystal, and this is Bulbasaur. Go ahead and pick the pile that calls out to you the most. If you're drawn to the artwork or the crystal, just follow your intuitive nudges. And if there's multiple piles that you're drawn to, you might want to listen to multiple because there might be messages for you in each of them. Go ahead and take all the time that you need. I'm going to get started with group number 1. Hey, group number 1, this is your inner child healing messages reading. We're going to take a look at the personal power for you to embody to promote self-love, growth, and deep inner child healing. We'll also look at a story from your life for you to be aware of that impacted you, that needs your attention to really reflect, acknowledge, let go, and heal. And then we'll take a look at a few action steps that you can take to learn from this experience and grow, and then some ending messages. If you were drawn to Yubaba's Bathhouse with the yellow citrine, I feel like there's going to be messages about cleansing, clearing, self-worth, stepping into your power, feeling worthy that you're enough. We'll take a look at that. All right. So let's see what personal power your inner child wants you to embody to promote deep healing. Okay. I am ready. L2 came out. We'll just take that. And I release what doesn't serve me. Yes. I feel like what I was saying with Yubaba's Bathhouse, releasing what doesn't serve you, there's this energy of wanting you to embody more of being intentional with letting go of what doesn't serve you, being honest and taking a look at what doesn't feel good for you, what people, situations, environments, activities doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't light you up. It doesn't bring you joy. It might bring you tears. It might bring you struggle. It might bring you pain. And it's important to start getting into the energy of you can let go of these people, things, situations that don't feel good for you. And understanding that you're ready for it. We can hold ourselves back from receiving the love and joy that we deserve. We may feel like there's more work to be done. We may feel like we have to heal and go on a huge journey and get to some place in our mind that we assume we need to be in order to receive the life that we want, in order to receive the connections that are meant for us, in order to receive the abundance and just pleasure and joy that we all innately deserve. Also, I feel with the cleansing is creating more intentional habits around this. I think a lot of us, when we process our feelings or emotions, sometimes some of us only do that when something really big or major happens. Some big event that turns our world upside down, some major problem or minor like miscommunication, where we only stop to think and reflect when those big situations happen. But at that point, we had been internalizing and repressing a lot of emotions and events, and then it all comes out at the end. I think this is saying is being more intentional, like being more proactive, doing more preventative things, like baths, spiritual baths. You know, just anytime you take a shower or a bath, you can set the intention of, you know, going in the water and saying, I wash away all energy that doesn't serve me. I release what all doesn't serve me. And you can imagine yourself, you know, with the water coming down over you. And actually for this, yellow, imagining like yellow water coming, I mean, that sounds kind of weird, yellow water, but you know what I mean? It's for the yellow chakra, for the solar plexus. But you can imagine like golden yellow water coming down on you, washing away that doesn't serve you. And also it's cleansing that chakra of feeling worthy, feeling that you're good enough, feeling that you're enough. You know, feeling like you deserve everything that's coming to you in a positive way. And you deserve to make the choice that this doesn't feel good, so I let it go. No one else can tell you what you should have in your life. No one else can tell you who you should surround yourself with. You know what feels good. You know what's right. You intuitively know what's a yes and a no. And it's important to understand the energy behind yes and no. I feel like you know deep down, or you have things, people, events that are in your mind and you're afraid to let go because of whatever reason. Maybe because of the type of connection it is, because of you feel that you owe them something, because it's been a long time. It doesn't matter how long you've known someone. It doesn't matter how much time you've invested in an event, a job, a situation. If it doesn't serve you, if it's not feeling good for a while, you can give yourself permission to let it go. You're ready for more. You have ideas in your mind of what things should feel like, how relationships should make you feel. The happiness that is in your imagination, like you can see all that, and you have to start embodying that. You're ready for that type of love. You're ready for that type of happiness. You're ready for that type of life. So you have to release what doesn't serve you. You have to release the old. You have to release and make room. Right now, your thoughts, your heart, your mind, your body is cluttered with all of these things and people and situations that aren't even serving you the best, and you don't have room for this. So it's time to be honest and let go, so you can create room for what you deserve. All right, let's see now. Let's look at the story from your life that your inner child wants you to take a look at. Something that really impacted you. Maybe you're aware of what this is. Maybe you have forgotten. Maybe you kind of swept it under the rug and didn't realize how big of a deal it was. Let's see what story your inner child wants to remind you of. Story for group 1 they should be aware of from their inner child. Oh, it fell on the ground. Okay. Story from their inner child they should be aware of. Story from their child they should be aware of. Let's move some of this stuff. So we have the Four of Swords, the Tower, yeah, something major happened. 6 Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. I'm gonna start with this story. Fair warning for some of you, this is gonna be significant. Make sure that you have a safe space, that you're ready to hear the story, that you're ready to do some inner work. This might just be for a group of you that's coming through, and then I'll talk to the rest. I feel called to tell you I don't know if you guys know the real story of Sleeping Beauty. But basically while she was sleeping, she was assaulted while she was sleeping. So you can look into the real story about it. That was the message that was coming through. You can't say yes when you're asleep. I don't know if it's not a fuck yes, if it's a no, it's a no. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. You can't say yes when you're sleeping. That's a message for some of you. So anyway, something happened in your past, something with rest, something with sleep, and it was a major turning point for some of you. This is like an upheaval, like your life turned upside down, like this crashed everything down, this event, this thing that something happened. You know, for those of you that doesn't resonate with, it's this feeling of you were feeling at peace, you were feeling like you should be protected. This is like a space of your home. This is somewhere where you would never even consider or think that something hurtful or painful would happen to you, whatever that may be. It may look different for everyone, but it's this energy of, it's kind of like when you're sleeping, right? You're in your home, you're asleep, the door's locked, the window's closed, and you have this sense of safety and peace, right? You have this sense of, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up and I'll start my day. Something happened in your home, in a space where you felt like you should have been protected, just like when you're sleeping. Now, this doesn't have to be when you're asleep. For some of you, it's going to be, but it's just that feeling of, I wasn't prepared, I wasn't ready, I did not know. So if the sleep doesn't resonate with you, it's just this feeling of, I had no idea this was coming. I was so relaxed. It's like this feeling of, I was so relaxed into myself, I had no idea. If that makes sense, like when you're sleeping. That's the only example I can give. But whatever happened, this moment, it really, should I say destroyed? It really broke down the foundations of everything you knew, everything you've ever known. You know, especially if you didn't see it coming. I mean, the tower is like this huge moment of destruction, and you know, the lightning comes and you had no idea it was coming. So it's just that energy of like, you should have been protected and at peace and restful and watched over. And that's why it was such a big upheaval, because it wasn't expected. And that type of energy, that type of experience of like not seeing it coming. I mean, we don't see a lot of things coming, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's just because your guard was down so low or non-existent that when it did happen, it was such a vulnerable place. And that can really impact you, you know, when you're really open and vulnerable, like with anything and anyone, and something hurtful happens and you trusted, you know, to be protected and safe, and that doesn't happen, it can really hurt deeply. This experience has left a scar on you. And I want to be very clear. It's like that tiger energy. I think my first reading I did, a tiger came out. This one has left a scar on you, and it's still hurting. When we go through life, You know, we have so many experiences that light us up, that bring us up, and also that have hurt us. And we don't deserve low experiences, right? We don't deserve bad things that happen to us. What I want to say is there is growth and healing from certain experiences. We do learn from them. We don't bring things upon us, but I'm not saying there's a reason that this happened. I'm saying I want you to shift a little bit your perspective of how you viewed this to happen. I felt vulnerable. I felt taken advantage of. I don't deserve this. This hurt. Like, everything I know has changed. And oh, hold on, something's happening. All right, sorry, it's like I'm like by the elevator or something. I don't really know what that is, but, or it's like, I mean, it kind of reminded me of the horn. It's like, the scar is still hurting. It doesn't have to hurt. What I mean by that is there are major experiences that we've had in our lives, right? There are people that we've met that have impacted us. Their energy has just stayed with us. And sometimes we had to let some people go. Sometimes we've had situations that really impacted us and they leave a scar. They leave a scar because they were so deeply ingrained in our lives. Not because it should hurt forever. I don't know if you have like cuts or bruises or old scars physically, you know, in the past, and they heal, right? They heal, but they don't hurt anymore unless they're fresh, you know, from years ago. They're healed. You can see the line, you can see the scar tissue, but they don't hurt. They do remind you though of what happened. A little nudge, a little reminder of, hey, you've gone through this and you've survived. Like, yes, here's a scar to prove that you survived, but you have. And that's what I want to say about the situation is you're here. If you're watching this, you are here. You've survived. You've taken each day. I'm so proud of you. You've been healing. This scar though is still hurting you. And I'm telling you, you don't have to hurt anymore from it. The scar can still be there and remind you of your experience, remind you of how strong you are, remind you of how far you've come, and not have it hurt. And what I mean by that is because it's still hurting, this is affecting you in present day. This is what it's coming back to, the releasing what doesn't serve you. You are ready. I don't know what happened here, but this wasn't your fault. Do not feel guilty. You're ready for love. You're ready to be respected. You're ready to have your feelings respected. You're ready to have your boundaries respected. You're ready to have your body treated like the temple that it is. You deserve more. Don't feel like you don't. You need to release this. And this is holding you back a little bit, right? This was a huge experience, and like I said, I'm proud of you. I commend you for being here. But if this has prevented you from being vulnerable with other people, from reaching your full potential, from shining bright, if it's dulled your light, then there's some healing to do, and we'll get to that in the next part of the reading. I want you to heal from this. I want you to understand that you can be happy. You can heal. It doesn't have to hurt anymore. This does not define who you are, but it is a part of your life experience. This did happen to you. You are so strong. You've healed, and you know what you deserve because of this. You've looked inside of yourself. You've protected yourself. You've nourished your body. You've nourished your mind and your heart because you know what you deserve. Let's get to this. Six of Swords. So, yes. I think this is, so, yes. Some of you are still trapped, like I said, in your thoughts. The Six of Swords. There are swords, limiting beliefs, thoughts, patterns, guilt, you're not letting go of. That's what I'm talking about. The release what doesn't serve you. And because of that, you're not able to grow, transform. This reminds me of the death. And this is the inner child for me when I see this card. Your inner child is crying, your inner child is weeping, your inner child wants you to understand that, hey, yes, this happened, yes, this hurt, I've survived till now, and now it's time for you to tell your inner child, hey, like, you've done your best. This is messages from your higher self to your inner child. You've done your best up until now. You did your best to survive. I am older, I have more tools in my belt, I have more support. Let me take it from here. I can take care of you now. Let me shoulder this burden for you. You don't have to let your inner child be the one hurting and repeating this experience for themselves. You are in a better place now. You are older, wiser. I mean, you don't have to be older to be wiser, but I'm just saying you have more life experience now. You have more tools, you have more support. You've maybe looked into ways to heal and support yourself through this. So now it's time to heal your inner child. I have I'll link it. I have a free inner child meditation practice to connect with your inner child, talk to your inner child, do some deep healing with your inner child. So do that, or go on YouTube and look up inner child healings, whatever you want to do. But there's a conversation to be had with your inner child so that you can let them know, like, I'm proud of you for everything you've done from now. Like, I love you so much. I'm going to take care of you. I got this now. And for some of you, you may have had to leave. You may have left the area. You may have moved cities, moved homes, what have you, but it was just such a big situation that either then or just from now until then, you have left, you have moved. And there is energy about moving to another place. There's just like, if you've ever grown up somewhere for so long and you're so used to the energy of that area, but cities really do have different energies. And if you haven't already, or if you have, you can feel it when you check out different energies. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my AC. All right, sorry, the AC was very loud. But sometimes all you need is a change of location. I'm not saying that anytime something happens that you should move or run away with, but there is different energy in different cities. And sometimes the city that you're in, it wasn't your choice to be born there or grow up there, but sometimes the city that you're in isn't supportive for your energy at the time. It's just where you are in life. That's what happened to me. I moved and the energy is completely different, and my life is like really supported by the energy around here, the people, the city. It's just much different. And some of you may need to think about that, but some of you have moved already. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is this energy of someone radiating. They embody it's like a divine feminine energy. Energy's not gendered, by the way. This is just feminine energy. So someone who is very sensual, creative, they just radiate their confidence, their boldness, and their energy is like felt in a room, like when this person walks by, it's like sunflowers and rays, and they're just very inside bold. They don't have to physically be bold, but sometimes there's a unique flair about them, but it's like inner beauty, inner radiance, and it comes from inner strength, right? This reminds me of the Strength card. It comes from all of these experiences, acknowledging them, healing them, wearing those scars like a tiger, and just radiating the beauty of being healed. It's like, when you meet people, You can tell when someone has a lot on their mind. They have a lot of insecurities, they have a lot of triggers and traumas, and it kind of comes out, you know, in their mannerisms, the way they talk, how they speak, what stories they tell you. You can tell that, wow, this person has been through a lot, and they're sharing with me everything about that, you know. And it can be hard, right? It can be hard when someone's like that, when they're oversharing all their experiences and traumas and weighing that on you. This is the complete opposite energy. This person, this person has done the inner work, healed through their traumas. They understand their triggers, and they still move about the world with grace and beauty. They're still gentle, they're still vulnerable, they still connect with others, they still connect with the energies and things around them. And there's such a beautiful energy about someone that has been through so much and has used that to help them grow and shift and transform and change, and not have to have that be on display, not have to have their traumas and triggers and sadness outwardly displays, right? It's inside of them, but they've used it as a source of strength. And then once people get to know them and what they've been through, they're like, wow, you are such a loving, beautiful, magical person and energy, and you've been through so much. Like, how are you able to do that? And that's the journey for you. You know, you don't have to stay stuck in where you are now. If you are stuck, maybe you've been here already, maybe you've gotten here already. But this is something to look at. Whatever this was, sending you my love. All right, let's look at some like practical steps. What can you do to really shift this energy, grow, learn from this experience? Okay. This is the first time I'm using this one. I've had this one for a while, but I never use it in the readings. I'm excited for this one. So we'll take 2. What can group 1 do to shift this energy, heal, transform? We'll go on top here. Victimhood, repression. Yeah, okay. Yep. And let's do these 2. All right, we'll just cover that up. Yeah, wow, yeah. So I'll read this. How are you blaming the world for what had happened to you? How have you given up your own agency and power? Alternatively, what painful experience do you need to fully acknowledge in order to heal? Let's start with these 2. Repression. What is being pushed down? What are you refusing to feel, to experience, and to process right now? What are you resisting to acknowledge? Let's start with that, and then I'll go to these 2. Yeah, so yes. Look, as I said, what happened to you was in a place of being vulnerable, right? You were caught off guard, and that's painful. you might be in a place of saying, like, why did this happen to me? Like, how could this happen? And how dare this happen to me? How dare you do this to me? How could you? Like, did you really love me? What were you thinking? And those are valid thoughts. Those are valid feelings. You know, when trust is broken, like, that's hard. That sucks. I want you to shift this. I want you to accept what happened. What I mean by that is not agreeing that it was okay. That's not what I'm saying here. What I mean is the reason why there's so much resistance is because you are still questioning, why did this happen to me? Which translates to, I don't believe this happened to me. I can't believe this happened to me. Which, when you get down to the foundation, is, I don't accept this as my reality. It was so hurtful. It was so painful. I don't accept that this happened to me. And this is what is preventing you from moving forward. I'm so proud of you for being here today. You've gone through so much. And this did happen. There's a sense of just acknowledging with yourself, hey, this happened to me. I understand that this happened to me. I accept my reality. I live in my life. I accept that this is my reality. And feel that. I accept that this is my reality. And release, cry, feel your feelings. If you guys have trouble because of the repression, feeling your feelings, you can look, I'll link it down below. I have a blog post about repression, feeling your feelings, what it's like to be numb, how that affects your relationships. But at the very end, you can just scroll to the very end. There's a practice that you can do with music to help you really feel through your feelings, to feel your body. And it's about connecting with your body and feeling that through and using that to release, using that to shift the energy, using that to get your emotions out. But as I said, you're not at fault. Don't blame yourself. And don't blame others, right? It's the finger. Like, when you blame, it goes back. Accepting that this happened. This is my reality. This fucking sucks. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. I've been in pain. And I don't want to be in pain anymore. And I've learned something. And I know what I deserve. And I deserve to be respected and loved. And I'm not going to accept any energy that's not good for me. I'm not going to accept less than what I deserve, what I'm worth. I deserve love. I deserve respect. I deserve to be treated like a human. I deserve to be loved for who I am, not molded into a box. I deserve to be loved how I truly am, my genuine self, my soul, my expression. I'm ready for it. Yes, you are ready. So let go. Let go of this. If the more you repress, the more you push down your thoughts and feelings and you're not feeling it through, it's gonna come back like twice as hard. You just keep pushing this down, and then you can turn numb or angry. You're not in touch with your body, with your feelings. You know, it can be hard if you're used to that, you know, especially as a child. If your feelings were dismissed a lot, it's like second nature. Something bad happens to you, something negative, you just repress it. You're just like, oh, it's not a big deal. You just keep dismissing your feelings over and over again. And it's just second nature to you. You probably don't even realize that. You're like, oh, I'm annoyed. Oh, it's nothing. No. This is something. Oh, that hurts. But it's okay, I'll get over it. No. Oh, that hurts. I am hurt. Why is this hurting? Oh, because I feel disrespected. Okay. You feel valid. That's valid. I feel disrespected. Yes. I understand that you feel disrespected. That's valid. Tell yourself that. And then feel it through. Just feel it through. You know, to be honest, if we just sat and like really felt our feelings, it doesn't take that long, less than 5 minutes, to really feel it through your body. This is really important for you, to let go, to shift how you view the experience, to let go, to empower yourself. Like, hey, I've been through some tough shit and it hurt. And I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to heal because I want to be happy. I deserve to be happy. I'm not going to let this experience define who I am and define the type of life that I get to have because I had no control over what happened. I have no control over what someone else did, you know? I do have control of what to do next. I do have control of where I move next. I have control right now of choosing. I am going to now start feeling my feelings. I am going to now start taking a step in the direction that I want to. I'm going to now start letting go of what doesn't serve me and only accepting what makes me feel good because I'm ready for that. Before I wasn't ready. I'm ready now. All right, let's look at, this. Forgive and wholeness. This is expansion. So, forgive. To neutralize guilt, to make peace, to practice compassion, to let go, to set yourself free. Yes, that's what we talked about. And wholeness. How do you ensure that you feel seen and heard? What is the part of you that feels separate and disconnected from love right now? What is already whole within you? How can you create a sense of wholeness within yourself right now? So, let me talk about forgiveness for a second because this is what needs to happen. Well, you don't have to, right? You have a choice, but forgiveness. And what does this mean? When you forgive someone, when you forgive yourself, when you forgive a situation, it does not mean this was okay. That's not what it is. It means I accept that this is part of my reality. I accept that this happened. I acknowledge that this is what happened. And it's going to be a part of my journey. And I'm going to let it go with love. I'm going to be stronger because of this. I'm going to learn things about myself. I'm going to be fueled with goals for what I want my life to be like. I have a life that I envision for myself. I have relationships that feel so loving, caring. I have it all in my mind, and I choose and know that that's the life that I deserve. I accept that this happened. I let it go. I forgive myself in the situation because I was doing the best that I could at the time. And now I let it go. I know how I would be different. I know how I would act different. I know how I will receive differently. And I know what I want. There's this practice you can look up, Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian practice. It's this idea of saying thank you and I'm sorry to yourself, to the universe, and to the other person. And it's really deeply healing. I would encourage you to look at that. But definitely forgive yourself because, first of all, you didn't deserve this. You shouldn't feel guilty. There's nothing you could have done. Don't keep going back in your head saying, like, I could have acted differently. I could have done this. If I did this, it wouldn't. No, it happened. Accept your reality. It happened. You were doing the best that you could. Now that you're older and wiser, you know better. Whatever that means, right? I don't know the situation specifically for some of you. So, you know, I've done that in the past where I'm like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I let that person do that or say that to me? Why did I let this happen? But it's because I know better now, right? I wouldn't talk like that to a child. You can think of that as a child. Like, we didn't know better then. So forgive ourselves, show ourselves some compassion, show ourselves some grace. We were doing the best we could, and now we know better. How do you ensure feeling seen and heard? I think I was alluding to this, you know, this is about like feeling dismissed in your feelings. You know, if you are surrounded by people where you don't feel seen and heard, I'm going to tell you it's because you're dismissing your own feelings. You grew up surrounded by people who continuously dismissed your feelings, told you not to feel a certain way or not express yourself, and because of that you do it to yourself and you might not even realize. It's like what I said, when you are annoyed or when you feel hurt, you immediately just dismiss it and say it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, because your feelings matter, just period. Your feelings and your voice matter. No one can tell you that you can't feel a certain way because of what happened. You can't feel a certain way because of what they said. No, you can, you're allowed. How you act, how you react is important. But you're allowed to feel. You're allowed to feel mad, angry, pissed, upset, sad, depressed. You're allowed to feel that and soothe yourself. Now, you're not allowed to take it out on someone. That's not what's supposed to happen. But you're allowed to feel any type of way, and people should understand that and let you feel through that. So make sure that you connect with yourself, you know? How are you feeling seen and heard? Like, connect with your inner child. Connect with yourself daily, just even for a few minutes. Like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how are you feeling? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about your day? You know, in the morning, in the evening. Connecting with yourself is important, because if you're not doing that for yourself, if you're not connecting with yourself, if you're not feeling seen and heard from yourself within, how do you expect others to do that, you know? All right, my beautiful people, let's go to the next one. And okay, we're just gonna look at some closing messages. Let's look at the personal power that you radiate that you don't give yourself enough credit for. So this personal power you've mastered, you radiate it, and you might not even notice that it's a power. Let's take a look. Okay. I am a problem solver. I am divinely guided. And I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna read from the guidebook for this one. Numerology Oracle. All right, just messages. I'm just gonna take some messages on how to heal your inner child. Help you heal. Full moon in Capricorn. I think full moon in Capricorn just happened. Today's the 28th of June. I don't know when I'm releasing this, but I think a full moon just happened last week, I believe. And let's take one of these. A self-care activity to help you heal and shift out of that energy. And connect with your feelings more. Connect with yourself. Oh, all right. Connect. Okay. Just connect. All right. So, personal power. So let's see. I'm a problem solver and I am divinely guided. You know, I think you don't give yourself enough credit of listening to your intuition. I don't know in the past if you had intuitive nudges, maybe red flags of whether this is this situation or in the past or just any situation, but of like something not being good for you and you ignored it, right? You ignored your intuition and then it ended up not being a pleasant experience. You may have had situations like that in your past. And you might find yourself questioning, can I trust myself? But this is, I think you've now come to a point of you do know. You know what your no is. Like you can feel it. Like you know what the energy of yes and no is, and you can follow the yes. You're good at that. Like you might already be in the place of following your intuition because of maybe what this happened, you know, it made you reflect in on yourself and maybe listen to your voice and guidance more. But you are more intuitive than you're giving yourself credit for. You know, this reminds me of Mulan, has the compass, but you know, not Mulan, sorry. I meant Pocahontas. Oh, I guess it does kind of remind me of Mulan too. I guess it reminds me of Mulan and Pocahontas, but you know, it's like for Pocahontas, it's like following that inner compass. Like she just follows her gut and intuition, and it doesn't matter what people are saying around her, what they're trying to tell her is right or wrong. Is, you know, you follow your own guidance. You know, you follow the tune of your soul. And that's my goal for teaching people, is follow the tune to your soul. You know, you have your own soul tune. It's your own unique signature, and it's your intuition. And taking steps in your yes is the way to get there, is the way to get the life that you want. You are a problem solver. I feel like because of what happened, it makes sense of where you are now, but like, you know what needs to be done, what needs to get done. You creatively think outside the box. You are good with like completing the next step, the next tasks. You can put these two together. And that's where you need to go next. Follow your gut on what needs to happen next, what needs to take this next step. You don't have to be in your head too much about where you need to go. You know, it's like these, what do they call these again? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name. You know, where you start and then finish. It's like a maze. Is it called a maze? But, you know, you have this ability, and maybe part of your intuition, there's many different ways to look at a situation or an angle or a problem, right? And you have this ability to quickly like get to the finish line and see like, oh, that is one way to problem solve that. That is one way I can go about that. I just want to let you know that there's no right or wrong, right? I feel like in these mazes, there's only one right path. It's like there's many ways to get to a solution. Like sometimes, like, you know, like with math, for example, there's many ways you can solve something. It doesn't make it right or wrong. Maybe some are more efficient than others. Maybe some it's a longer way, but it doesn't matter. It's just go by your intuition. There are many different paths that you can take that may get you to the next step, that may get you to your goal. And I don't want you to overthink of how you're able to get to somewhere. You know, it's not about the destination, it's not about the outcome, it's about the journey. And if you are so set on a specific journey, then the universe won't be able to give you all the other options that they thought were best for you. And you might not even be able to tell, you might not even know like what other options there are. There might be these other situations, these other opportunities for you that are actually better, that you couldn't even think of, that you couldn't even dream of, that are available, but it's because you're stuck in this one specific path or way to get to the outcome that you're not seeing that. Just be more open and following your intuition. But I feel like I said, you're already getting there, right? This is supposed to be, I mean, those are just messages that came out, so clearly that was for someone. But these are supposed to be messages of what you're mastering, you know, what you're mastering to help you heal. Things that you already radiate that you don't give yourself credit for. So I feel like you do this in some sense, but that message came through, so just keep expanding on it. You can trust that you know where to go. I think what this is saying is, in your life right now, you've been successful, you've created steps, you've achieved goals, you are where you are now because you've been able to problem solve and move forward, like in career, in life. I think you're not translating it to like yourself, your emotions. It's similar, it's the same thing. You can trust that you know the next step to take. And with this, with the healing, with the being ready to open yourself up for abundance and love and everything else that you deserve, is just take the next step. I gave you the steps that you can take. Trust what intuitively sounds right. You know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Trust in yourself of what the next step is. I don't know if there's situations, I don't know if there's like a decision you need to make about something or someone or some opportunity, but you can trust your intuition. You've been doing it so far, and you've gotten to where you are now. All right, full moon in Capricorn, take a reality check. I want to read from the guidebook, but I mean, this is basically saying everything that I was saying is like, literally look at your life, like take a reality check. Like, are you happy with where you are right now? Are you happy with the people that are surrounding you? Are you happy how you feel in your relationships? Are you happy with your career? Are you happy just with your life? Like, realistically, are you happy? Which areas are you happy in? Which areas would you like improvement? You know, this doesn't have to be a negative. It's just like, be real with yourself on how you feel, not what other people, like on paper, it might look good. On paper, you're like, oh, I have a house, I'm married, and I have a job. on paper that looks fine, but those are just vague things. Is how do you feel about them? How do you feel about your home? How do you feel about your partner, your husband, wife, non-gendered partner? How do you feel about your relationships, your situations? How do you feel about your life? Even if you're like, I can't figure out what's wrong. I have all this on paper and I still don't feel connected. Something's off, something's disconnected. I just don't feel lit up. Trust that. You don't have to know why, just trust that. Okay, I trust that I'm not happy with where you are, with where I am. I trust that something just doesn't feel right. So I just trust that. And then you can go from there. You can take the next step. You can figure it out. All right, let's go to full moon in Capricorn. Okay. All right, take a reality check. This card has two sides to it, literally and metaphorically. If you've been worrying about something, the good news is that you shouldn't waste another moment worrying, as this won't help. Some things only happen once, and that can be really good news. If you're wondering about how something you're keen on is going to turn out, this card could be a sign that you've hit a roadblock. If you want to change that, you're going to need to put in extra effort with your manifesting work. Manifesting balance. Find a balance between facing your reality and being kind to yourself and others. Already talked about that. Manifesting mindset. If you're not happy with the messages of this card, use the old trick of finding the best thought you can about your situation and go from there. Your manifesting affirmation. Everything is always working out in my favor. And I think that's a good affirmation to have. You know, we have these situations, maybe you were looking forward to something or someone and an opportunity and it didn't happen, right? Instead of thinking like, I didn't deserve this, or why is this happening for me? You can think everything's working out in my favor. There just must be a better opportunity. This just must not be aligned. Just that slight shift will really change like how you live life and your perspective. And connect. This is your self-care activity to help integrate this healing work. Connect. You know, yes, connect with yourself, which is what this did, but connect with others, you know? I think people are like, oh, I don't need people. I'm good. Yeah, but connection's different. Like feeling loved, whatever love, just love. Love is expansive. Love is not romantic. I'm not talking about sexual, romantic, platonic love. I'm just talking about love. Feeling loved by others, feeling loved by yourself, loving others, loving yourself. That's what we're here for, right? Like, we all deserve to feel love. We all deserve to find a community. We all deserve to connect with the world around us and the people. This is a reminder of, if you've been a hermit recently, maybe you've been healing. If you've been a hermit, connect. Go just chat. Go text, call, or hang out with a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Go, if you're thinking about someone that lights you up, go hang out with them more, you know? Just follow that energy. It's important that we intentionally connect. You know, there could be moments like days, weeks, months where we're like, I don't want to see anyone. You know, that's fair. Like, there's healing work that needs to be done. Maybe you have low energy, but don't forget, sometimes just connecting with someone else's energy, maybe they're really supportive and loving. Maybe they make you laugh, just even for like 30 minutes, an hour, or a few seconds texting. Just that connection is so important and supportive for you, because it'll help you realize, like, yes, you deserve to feel connected. You deserve to feel loved. And you deserve to release everyone that doesn't make you feel that way. All right, well, that is all the messages I have for you. This is a lot longer than I was expecting. If you enjoyed this video, if it resonated for you, like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what hit for you, what didn't. If you're open and comfortable enough to share this information, or just send me an email. I'd like to know what's going on, how you've healed, the steps you've taken to really help you. I'll link down the inner child healing practice and my website if you want to look for ways to connect with yourself, connect with me, and connect with your feelings more. You can check out my options there. Have a good day or night whenever you're watching, and I really am proud of you for what you've gone through, what you've done, and what you've done for yourself and the direction you're going. Hi Group 2, this is for you if you chose the Snorlax and the green Fluorite. Just so you know, we're going to be looking at messages from your inner child, the personal power for you to embody to promote self-love, growth, and deep healing. And then we're going to look at a specific story from your life that your inner child wants you to remember, acknowledge, so that you can reflect and do some inner work on that story. And then we'll just take a look at some action steps that you can take to really heal and grow and get past this. And yeah, let's get started. I will say, starting with this is, if you were attracted to this group, I feel like you have a very warm and loving energy. This is for heart chakra as well, very open. I feel like a lot of people feel like you are a safe space for them, that you just make people feel really warm and gooey inside. And we'll see what else comes out with that. But you are a very safe space. And something about rest and sleep. I don't know if you need to rejuvenate yourself. I don't know if you like naps, but we'll look into that. All right, let's look at what personal power for you to embody to promote self-love, growth, healing. Oh, okay, that came out fast. I surrender. Oh, I guess I'll put this here. And I think Snorlax does a good job of that, you know. I feel like just this idea of being present, letting go, you know, like with Snorlax, for example, like he takes naps whenever he feels like it. And I'll just say he for whatever reason. He takes naps whenever he feels like it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the street, in the city, in the forest. When he decides he's sleepy, when he decides it's time for a rest, he does it. And then he just enjoys it. It doesn't matter where he is, what he's doing. He enjoys his sleep, his naps, his life, honestly. Snorlax is probably really good at surrendering. This is the same idea for you. Your inner child wants you to embody this more, like surrendering to the universe, like understanding that you are supported. You know, just as you support others, there are energies, there are things that you can't understand, perceive, or know fully that's supporting you. Trust that you will get to where you need to go. Just surrender to everything that's happening. Don't resist. You know, I think a lot of us can want to control, right? We want to control like our direction. We want to control what happens next. And, you know, to some degree with some situations, it's important to map out, plan, and set goals. But in general, things should feel with flow and ease. Like your inner child's saying they want you to live with more flow and ease. They want you to surrender more to your environment. And when we look at your story, we'll see more what that looks like. But there's this sense of just trust, right? It's like a trust fall. It's just surrender to what's happening. You know, if something's happening around you, situations, instead of trying to like control or meet it, just like let it happen and observe, right? Be a conscious observer. You know, we can't control like what people say, the actions that people take, or what happens around us. We can accept that it's happening and just consciously observe what's happening and just surrender to the environment. You know, like integrate yourself within. Let's look at your story. Oh. And you know, this purpley energy with stars, I don't know if you guys are like, I mean, if you're here, I'm assuming you're spiritual in some sense or some way, or you just like anime and cartoons. But since it is purple, it's like also like connecting with more around you, right? If you're part of this group, maybe you enjoy connecting with, you know, the subtle energies around you and surrendering into that, you know. And there's practices to help you do that more, you know, like I think the first group of theirs is the bath, but you know, feeling connected, like taking spiritual baths, you know, laying down, like Snorlax, go lay down, like literally in the grass, go to a park next to a tree or a grass, just like lay down and like feel everything, like feel the sun on your body, like the warm rays on your body, like feel the grass on your skin, like you can feel the physical things, but also like pay attention to the subtle energies that you may not see, you know. Just because we don't see something doesn't mean it's not there, right? Like we don't see warmth, we don't see air, unless it's like smoke, but just surrender more to your senses and feel. I don't know if some of you resist in feeling, but Surrender to the flow of your feelings naturally. All right, let's look at your story. Group 2 story. What event, what situation from their life the inner child wants them to remember, know about, to heal. Oh God. All right, I just dropped all the cards. Give me a second. Okay. Wow, all right. There's a lot going on here. Okay. So, okay. Okay, I'm just taking it all in. So, okay. So for you that chose group 2, something happened with, I just can't stop looking at this card. I was gonna start here. Let's go here. The 3 of Swords for me is the divorce card. It doesn't have to be. It could be the end of a significant relationship. It could be a very it can be minor situations too, but for me, like when I saw all of this together, I was like, oh, their family broke apart. Whatever family means to you, right? It looks different. But with like the 10 of Coins together with the 3 of Swords reverse, like it just made me think like some partnership, some like thing that they built is gone. It's no longer there. So it doesn't have to be a divorce. It could be a long partnership, but it is relationship based. There's you built something with someone. You created this life for yourself, and you lost it. So whatever that loss looks like, it's this loss, right? And there's been a lot of mental anguish about it. With the 3 of Swords specifically, this is like, yes, it's heartbreak, right? There's a lot of mental pain that comes with this, right? You can like rethink the situation. Maybe someone said something that was super, super painful and hurtful. Maybe someone asked something of you, or that was, against you and your values. They say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. I hate that phrase. Words are so powerful, right? Words have energy, and you can't take something you said back, and sometimes that can like end it all, but there's this idea that you built something, maybe you built your career up, you built a home life for yourself. You could have a partner, whether you have little tiny humans or not, tiny fur babies, but you've built something. You did, or you attempted to, right? I mean, you did. It's the 10 of Coins. You built something. So, and you lost it. This life that you built, you lost. And your inner child wants you to look at the situation, because I'm sure that you've thought about it and tried to heal from it, but it's clearly still affecting you. It still affects you now. We do have the 3s here, which is interesting. 3s may be significant for you, 333. I don't know if, and okay, let's go to this. Also, it's like this sense of a decision had to be made, right? You've built this and then something happened. I don't know what happened, right? It could be anything. Like I said, it could have been words. It could have been something that they said to you or wanted from you that was against your values. You couldn't do that. Maybe they just couldn't take something back and it was too hurtful. It was painful. But a choice had to be made. You had to decide, like, am I gonna stay with this person, with this life that we built? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? Like, what are my choices here? So I feel like you already made the decision. I feel like, I mean, this is your past, I feel, unless this is happening now. I mean, I asked a story from your life that you need to look at and heal. So I feel like I'll trust my intuition. For most of you, this has already happened, right? Maybe some of you, you're currently going through it, but for most of you, this has already happened. You already made the choice of, you know, should I stay or should I go? And it's hard, right? You're like, I built this life for myself. Like, why would I leave it? Like, on paper, it looks good. I think I said this in the last group. It's like you've built up this home. You've built up this career, you've built up this relationship, you have family and friends all intermingled, you have this life together that you've built. Why would I leave that because of something someone said, because of a minor thing? But I want to make sure you understand, like, it's not a minor thing, like, it was hurtful, like, your feelings matter. And depending on what was said or what was asked of you, like, you don't want to keep living in something that doesn't feel true for you, that doesn't feel good for you, that doesn't feel like a yes. And so you made a choice, you made a decision, and yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, like, you know, and you've parted ways. This King of Chalices reversed. Let me clarify. I didn't clarify. I didn't set this up to. Oops. 3. This popped out like in here. It was turned around, so I just wanted to take a quick peek. So 3 of coins, work. So I don't know if something happened work related. It could have been like a coworker, could have impacted this, or it could just be work was an issue. Like, let me just clarify. But something about work is important here. It could also just be, if that's not it, it could also just be that, you know, it's like you both, you know, built something, like you both, it's like the community thing, right? It's not just like this affected you alone. Like, this is affecting everyone that's in this. This is affecting your partner, whoever your partner is. This is affecting if you have other dependents in the house. Like, this is affecting multiple people. It's not just you. This is like a collaboration. And so that's why, I mean, it's such a big, that's why it impacted you. I told the first group, like, it left a scar, you know, like, whatever happened here, like, yeah, it hurts, it punctured, you know, the swords will come out, it's going to heal, the clouds will part, but it does leave a scar, and right now it's still hurting you. And I told the first group this, like, the reason why scars exist is because it was such a deep ingrained moment in our life, right? Like, when you build something with someone, whether that's a relationship, engagement, divorce, or marriage, you know, just the fact that you are with this person for so long, they're going to be deeply ingrained in your memories, right? Like, no matter how many years you spent together, it's like you built this life together. You have so many memories with them, so much time, so much energy invested, emotional, mental, spiritual energy invested in this relationship. So of course, if this doesn't work out, it didn't work out, it's currently not working out, it's going to leave a scar. And the scar is proof, like, this was a big impact on my life. This was a big part of my life. It shouldn't hurt. Yes, the scar is there to remind us, like, hey, this was a big experience for me. This is so impactful. it didn't work out, it hurt, and then it healed. So that's why there's a scar. It shouldn't hurt anymore, you know? I told the first group that it's like, you know, you ever have cuts and bruises, they heal with time, right? They hurt at first and it takes a few days or, you know, a week or so, but it heals and then it doesn't hurt anymore. Sometimes it's still there and you can see the line. It's a reminder like, oh yeah, I remember that hurt really bad, but it healed, but it doesn't affect you, right? You don't think about it until you look at it. You don't think about it until you look at it and go like, oh yeah, that happened. I remember, like right now I looked at my foot. I remember like dropping a plate on my foot and that hurt. I had to get a couple stitches. I don't remember that though. I do remember when I look at my foot and I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that line. And then I'm reminded of what happened. But it doesn't hurt anymore. It's not affecting me. It's not affecting what I do. It's not affecting the choices that I make currently. And right now it's still hurting you. It's still affecting the choices that you're making. It's still affecting the way you live life. And that's not what's supposed to happen. Depending on when this happened, right? If this is recent, you know, it's going to take time to heal. But I just want you to know that scars are there meant to tell us like, hey, this was a part of your experience. Like this is the way you lived, you know? It's important for us to acknowledge like, yeah, I've had these big experiences. They're a part of my life, but they don't define me. They don't define who I am and they don't define where I'm going. And that's really important. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, I just want to clarify the King of Chalices here. Let's see. King of Chalices, please clarify. Okay, yeah. So we have the King of Chalices in reverse and the King of Swords. So I think this is representing the energy of the other person. This could be you. So always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I was reading it more for the other person, but of course it can apply to you as well, or the energy of the situation. But for the King of Chalices reverse, it's like, that's why I feel like I'm wondering if they said something that really hurt you or emotionally like hurt you, because, you know, the King of Chalices, he's like looking at this heart with the swords, and, you know, the King of Chalices is supposed to be this person that's really like, they embody like emotional mastery. They are so secure in their emotions. They're able to communicate openly, honestly, and vulnerably, right? The King of Chalices, this water dragon, you know, he's so powerful, but also he's very kind and gentle. You know, he knows what he wants to protect and he's not going to abuse that power. The King of Chalices also kind of, it is more of that masculine energy. Remember, not gender, just energies. Masculine energy where this person, like, they go by themselves, right? Like, I feel like the queens, they're more integrative in the environment. The feminine energy, it's like they're integrating like everyone around them and what other people think, and then they make their decision. And the king is more like in themselves. They're more like in solitude. And the same with King of Swords. Because it's in reverse, I feel like this person either had an outburst or is just like this in general, but they aren't able to handle their feelings. They aren't able to connect with themselves. They express their emotions in a not so supportive way, in an unhealthy way. Maybe they get angry. Maybe they say things they don't mean in a, well, whatever, but they may say things they don't mean or necessarily want to say, like during an argument. Maybe they don't have the right things to say. Maybe during vulnerable times, they're unable to like give you that safe space to feel seen and heard. And something happened here where they weren't their best version of themselves. They weren't their highest version, or maybe they're always like that, but they said something, or just the situation, like just the way they handled the situation, just the way they were, their energy, even if they didn't say anything, and just the way they weren't able to handle their emotions and feelings to support you was very hurtful. For some of you, it is something specific. I am getting that, like, these words cannot be taken back. Like, I can't believe you said that. Like, it echoes in my head. Like, it's just like this loop. For some of you it's not, but for some of you, it's like there's this loop of you remember what they said and it plays back in your mind. And this is why the Three of Swords is like this. Like, it's mental pain. You are replaying this over and over in your mind. You don't have to do that. We'll get to the other steps before on how to like shift this energy, but I just want to tell you the reason why it hurts so much is because you're replaying it in your head, and that's painful. What happened is not okay, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, what happened sucks. It's hurtful. But the reason why it hurts is because you are consumed by it. You're letting it replay in your mind, and you don't have to, right? Like, yeah, the words are always going to be hurtful, but we can look at a different perspective. We can shift it so that we can empower ourselves. Like, yes, the situation didn't work out, or it's not working out, and you've chosen a different path that feels better for you. And that's what I want to focus on is like, this sucks. Like, whatever this person said or did, and I'm not blaming the other person, right? I'm trying to like help you understand the perspective, because there's no blame here, right? I'm always going to talk about the experience from you, from yourself, and how to shift that experience. But I just wanted to say is, instead of thinking like, oh, I can't believe he said this to me, she said this to me, they said this to me, my partner said this to me, whatever gender pronoun they go by, it hurts so much. I can't believe they said that to me. Like, why did they say that? Instead of thinking it like that, you know, I was telling the first group is you have to accept your reality. It's like, they said this to me and it hurt deeply. It made me feel disrespected. It made me feel unloved. It made me feel unseen. It made me feel unheard. That hurts so much because I trusted this person. I trusted them to support me. I trusted them to take care of me. They're my partner. They're my life partner. They're supposed to be I was going to say in my head, ride or die. I don't know. I don't say that word, so it was just like a weird, but they're supposed to be my ride or die. Maybe that was for some of you. But it's like, you know, you chose this person to be like your forever, and it didn't happen. And that really hurts. You can't believe like they said this. You can't believe they did this. And it's not like putting the power on them, right? It's more like I'm saying like, accept that this was said, accept that this is the reality of your situation, accept that, yes. And my feelings are valid. I acknowledge that, and I deserve better. I deserve to feel loved and supported, seen and heard and valued. I deserve my thoughts and feelings to be, it's like not put on a pedestal. That's kind of what I see, but you know, like looked at with honor. I feel like you support this person. You provide love and safety and space for this person. You make everyone around you feel so loved and seen and heard. You didn't feel that way with this situation. And I want to point that out to you, because even though this was such a painful experience, this wasn't meant for you. Like, the experience had a way of making you see this, making you figure out that, hey, I can trust my intuition. Something feels off here. I did build all of this, but this wasn't the life that was supposed to be for me. There is another path for me. There is someone out there, a person or persons, that will make me feel seen and heard and loved. And that's what I deserve. And that's why I wanted to point to you is you didn't have to keep, even though you were building a life with someone, let's think about it realistically. Were you really happy? And maybe you were happy. Maybe there was like I don't get the feeling that there was like an instant thing, like something specific happened once and then this, you know, all went to crap. Like, I feel like it was slowly like, what's it called? Like, not demolishing. It was slowly breaking down, is what I'm saying. That's the sense I get, of course, but take what resonates, leaves what doesn't. So I feel like this is a chance, this is an opportunity to say like, hey, like, what did I enjoy about the relationship? What made me feel good? And what didn't make me feel good? I want someone that masters their emotions. I want someone that works on themselves. I want someone that connects with their mind and, you know, can handle tough conversations and make me feel supported. With the King of Swords, you know, this type of person is very logical in their head. And maybe that's why they weren't able to give you emotional support, because I was clarifying this. So, but the King of Swords is someone that's able to communicate openly. and honestly. But with the energy of all these cards, I feel like these two combined, they might have had a sharp tongue, which is why I'm saying they might have said something, like they might have said something very sharp and hurtful, and were in their head too much and not feeling. And this is what you need and want with the surrender as well. I feel like you were with a partner that wasn't able to meet you emotionally. There wasn't a strong emotional connection, and you deserve an emotional connection because you are an emotional being with the surrender. And with the heart chakra, yes, you are so open to giving love. You need to be open to receiving love. You are an open, loving person if you were drawn to this card with the Snorlax and the heart chakra. And to balance that, like, yes, it's good for balance. Maybe you guys were opposites attract, you know, they say that. But from this situation, I hope you figured out for yourself, like, I actually want someone that connect with me emotionally, that can support me. You know, like, you're an emotional being. And not everyone can give you the same space that you can give to them, but you deserve someone that can give you that space to make you feel warm and fuzzy and safe and seen and heard. You want someone that can get out of their head and feel. You can have someone that balances both. And, you know, it's interesting with the threes. I do wonder if there was something with work, or it doesn't have to be with another person. I didn't get the Three of Cups reversed, but it could be. It's, you know, threes are about community. The Three of Coins that popped out was about teamwork. But as I said, it doesn't have to be. It could have been just because it's more than you guys, right? You might have dependents or fur babies, which are also dependents, but, you know, you might have other people that are involved in this. And it could also just be your friends and family. You know, if you, depending on how long you've been building this, you've had friends and family interconnected, and to move away from that, it takes a lot of untangling and loss and break, and that's really hard. It's it sucks, you know, and I feel you. I've been there. All right, let's look at our action steps. Let's look at specific things that you can do to grow and heal from this experience. So let's take a peek. Okay, let's see here. What can group 2 do to heal, grow, and learn from this experience? Okay. Oh, there's 3. All right, well, we'll take 3. Responsibility. What do you, actually, I'll just show you. What do you need to take responsibility for right now? What is something you need to own up to? What needs to be reclaimed? Express, to communicate, to make your thoughts and feelings known, to allow truth to flow. Yes. Upbringing. What limiting beliefs or values were taught to you that still affect you today? What unresolved trauma or negativity have you experienced during your upbringing that still holds power over you? And I'm gonna take 2 from these. On to expand, to heal, to grow. Group 2. Oh, wow, all right. Oh, 3 again. All right, you guys just get everything. Surrender, universe, and affirmation. I'll read these later. I'll just put these to the side for now. Okay. Let me just, there's no room here. Okay. Yes, so let's start with upbringing. That I want to talk about childhood for a second. So, you know, the fact that you built this much life with someone while feeling so unheard and not emotionally connected in your relationship for so long, having it break down and then having it part, or maybe you're still in that. I want you to take a look at what examples of relationships did you have growing up? It could be your parents, it could be mentors, guardians, whatever like dynamics that you witnessed growing up. What do those relationships look like? How did you see it was right to be treated? Like, what was your what is that word? What was your example? I think a lot of us don't realize that a lot of the things, a lot of the limiting beliefs, a lot of the fears that we have, anxieties, traumas, a lot of our relationships can reflect what we saw growing up. And that's why it's important to look at that. From growing up, what beliefs or values were taught to you? Right here, did you believe that it was one partner's duty to handle the emotions and be supportive and then the other one not? Did you grow up with an angry guardian parent that wasn't able to express their emotions healthily? Did you grow up with someone that, had their feelings dismissed all the time? They weren't able to make that emotional connection, but they still stayed together. Because they built something, because they had dependence, they still stayed together. Was that your example? Did you stay in this for so long because you truly believed that because I said yes to this person, because we chose each other, then no matter what, I must stay with this person. I have to make it work. Is that your belief? And I want you to explore that a little bit. That's some shadow work for you to do. Journal. I mean, if you left it already, then clearly you made some choice. So if you're still in there, think about it. If you've already left, then, no matter if you left or not, I'm proud of where you guys are. It's hard, like believing that, like I have to make it work. I can do more. I can be more. I can change myself. I can do something different. But then there's a point where this must have happened where it was too much. What was asked of you was way too much. And you realize like, wait, I deserve better. I don't have to stay in something that doesn't make me feel good. I don't have to stay in this. I can choose to leave. And that's hard, especially if you were married, like the idea of like being divorced, it's tough. You don't want to be, I don't know what society thinks, but sometimes you have this limiting belief like, oh, I don't want to be seen as a divorced person. Like, what does that mean? But what does that mean? You know what it means? If someone tells me they're divorced, I mean, I'm divorced, but if someone tells me they're divorced, if someone tells me, they went through that type of experience, you know what I automatically think? I automatically think like, oh, you said yes to yourself. That's what I think. There's a reason that it didn't work. There's a reason that it left. It's because you said yes to yourself. It's because you didn't want to keep going in this situation for years and years and years, knowing where it was going to end up, not feeling supported. And, so I'm going to read the shadow works together, and take responsibility. This situation, I'm not blaming the other person. This situation didn't work, right? The dynamic didn't work. And why? What do you need to own up to? We're not blaming here, but what could have been done better? What could you have been more honest with yourself? You may have felt this way for a long time, even when you were dating, or if you're, whether you were married or not, at the beginning stages of when you were meeting, hanging out, talking, connecting, dating. Did you not see this? Did you not feel disconnected from this person? Did you ignore the flags? Did you dismiss your feelings? Did you think like, oh, they have a good heart. They don't mean, they don't mean to be like this. Like, they're a good person. They have good values. I should be with them. If that was your reality, that's where you can take responsibility, is trust your feelings. Don't dismiss them. If something feels off, you don't need to figure out why. I mean, you can, but if something feels off, you can just say like, something feels off. I don't feel connected to this person, so I'm not going to continue. You don't have to keep going. And because you had this experience, maybe you're on that path now of realizing like, It's okay if I just don't feel good. I can pivot. There's literally 7 billion people in the world. I can pivot to someone that makes me feel gooey, warm, safe, that you can surrender, express yourself, be yourself, and that you can be vulnerable with and not be afraid of being hurt. You know, with these situations, with breakups, I never look at it as a place of blame, like this person's at fault, this person's at fault. It's just, this wasn't aligned. There's no right or wrong. It just wasn't aligned. So, sorry, there's an ambulance going. Let me just wait. All right, sorry. The ambulance finally stopped. Where was I? Yes, I was saying no right or wrong. It's just about being aligned. And I feel like if you've left the situation, you're already on that path, you know, of understanding that your feelings matter and trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. For express, boundary, to communicate, to make your thoughts and feelings known, to allow truth to flow through. You know, this goes back to expressing your feelings again. I don't know if when you tried to talk to this person, like I said, if your feelings were dismissed, if you weren't able to feel seen and heard, that's important here. You know, your feelings are valid and they matter. I think this came out with the first group, but it's like if you grew up where your feelings were dismissed, where you tried to like express your truth and they were met with resistance, or, you know, you can like have it be second nature where you just don't communicate when you're in pain, when you don't communicate if something's wrong because you're afraid that it's going to ruin the situation. You may have a lot of like pent up feelings and frustrations because maybe you tried to talk to this person so many times and you were always met with resistance, and so you were alone in your pain. Maybe you tried to do it on your own and you stopped bringing things up and it finally just came to a halt. But this is an important boundary for you to set for yourself in future dynamics, whether that's romantic, platonic, or otherwise. Your feelings matter, so it's important for you to express your feelings and thoughts and set that boundary. If you can't do that with someone, do they deserve to be in your energy? Surrender to what feels good. You know, connect with your heart, green, and throat chakra, blue. Let it move through you. Whatever you're feeling in your heart, if you feel like this, I'm feeling like this burden in my chest. It's feeling like kind of tight or like a burden. It's like heavy. It's like what feelings do you have that are like closed off to other people? What are you keeping inside? Like surrender, let it flow through you, through your mouth, through your throat chakra, through your mouth. Express yourself. Express yourself through words, communicate. Like, yes, you can express in other ways. It's important to express your feelings in general, whether that's like creatively through dance or art, but this is just saying like it's important to communicate these thoughts and feelings in your relationships that you didn't get from this one. Because of this pain that you have, that may be a trigger for you, that may be a trauma for you. And moving forward, it's important that you understand that there are people, like I told you, that exist like you, that can give you that safe space, that can make you feel seen and heard. And it's important that you practice speaking your truth, because that's very important here. All right, let's look at this expansion. Let me just move these to the side a little. Surrender, yeah, we got double surrender. So this is important. To allow, to soften, to give permission, to trust, to open yourself up. I mean, I already said that. Affirmation. What is the truth that you need to hear right now? What needs to be validated in you? What will create inspiration and resonates with you? This is what I was saying. And universe. Messages from the universe or your recognized higher power. How are you being supportive? What is the bigger picture? How can you strengthen your connection with the divine light work? This is literally, I mean, I'll just repeat. This is all literally what we said already, but surrendering to the universe, knowing that you feel supported. I already said that with the universe. Like, trust in your intuitive messages. Like, you know, there might have been red flags, there might have been things, but you, as I said, you might be a spiritual person. You can trust the signs and symbols that you see. You know, when you see angel numbers, when you see colors, when someone says something and you had been thinking about that in the last couple days and they just say it randomly, like, there are messages and signs and everything. There's messages in every story. That's why I like sharing stories. It's like, maybe you're a clairaudient, but you hear and see things and you're like, wait, does that mean something? You just decide, yes, it means something. You don't need to question it. You can trust your intuition. Yes, it does mean something. You heard it, you saw it, so it must mean something. It's a sign, it's a message for you. And just see what happens. You know, a lot of us can like, we're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, it's in our head. No, you don't need to keep dismissing your feelings. You don't need to dismiss your perspective on life. You are a spiritual being, just trust it. Just from now on, just be like, yes, it does mean something, and then see what happens. It's because you want to feel connected. It's because you are connected to more than outside of you. You can trust this. You know, not everyone is like that. And then, you know, they're very logical and it can be hard for them to understand, to connect with the subtle energies around you. I think I told you that already. Connect with the subtle energies. It's like, just surrender to the type of world that you want to live in. Surrender to the universe supporting you. Surrender and trust all the signs and messages that you're receiving. That's how you're going to be able to expand. Do this shadow work to help you heal, and this will help you expand. And I mean, this is already what I said to you already. What is the truth that you need to hear right now? What needs to be validated in you? And the truth is that your voice matters, your feelings matter. You matter, just you, as you are. And you need to tell yourself that. And you need to expect that in all of your relationships, all of your connections, all of your dynamics. You want someone that makes you feel this way. I think it's hard because you're like, well, I've always been this space for someone. I've always been this safe space where people can connect with me and where they can feel like themselves. You just have that energy. People can be themselves around you. They don't have to put on a mask. They don't have to be someone they're not. They don't have to try so hard around you because you are just such a relaxing, warm, open, and loving energy. You can also feel that way with someone, by someone. You are 1 out of 7 billion. There are more people like you that exist out there. You just need to connect with them and find them. You know how you find them? You shine. This is what I was talking about in a different video. It's like, sometimes we can feel different. We can hide ourselves because we want to conform or we don't want to stand out. But no. How are people going to find us? How are people going to see our light? How will the other quirky and curious people know that we are also that way? We need to shine as bright as possible. Push everyone away that doesn't like your light and bring in the people that do. Surrender. Connect with yourself. Express yourself. And don't keep people that don't help you feel supported and loved and heard and seen. All right, I feel like I'm repeating myself. All right, let's take some closing messages. Let's look at the personal power that you have been mastering, that you radiate out, that you don't give yourself credit for. All right, group 2, what personal power have you been mastering, that you radiate, that you don't give yourself credit for? Okay. I have a higher purpose and I am celebrated. And let me just take a moon card. I'm going to read the guidebook from this, but I'll just do some messages from your higher self to help you heal. New moon in Gemini, think it through. And we'll take a self-care activity. To help you integrate this work. Oops, I was supposed to take 2, but I only gave group 1s 1. I'll give you 2. Okay. Let's start with here. So this is the personal power that you are radiating that you don't really think much of. I have a higher purpose and I am celebrated. I feel like with this decision, I feel like some of you, oops, oh my God. All right. And when that work thing came out, some of you may have pursued a career path for yourself. Maybe it was different than what you studied. Maybe it was a different turn, but you might have pursued a career path that felt more aligned with you, that you have a higher purpose. So this might be you might have you don't have to be, but it might be like a spiritual business of some sort, maybe some holistic business or something like that where you're helping people, but you have a higher purpose. You feel connected, right? Like I said, you do feel connected to the subtle energies around you. You feel connected to more than just yourself. And that is different. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. A lot of people have a hard time of connecting with themselves, connecting with their body, even connecting with their emotions, with their thoughts, not even connecting with nature or connecting with, space. A lot of people, they're stuck in their head. They're stuck with their day-to-day. They're on autopilot. They don't take the time. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Some car. Okay. They don't take the time to, see, that car went. The car's just like flying by, like driving super fast for no reason over here. But that's what I'm saying is like, you can slow down and connect with the energies around. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Let's just wait for this to pass. Okay. All right. Back to ourselves. You connect with more than yourself. You understand and know that there are things out there that you can't see, but that you can connect with. Maybe you're connected with more of your clairs. You are expanded in your vision, your sight, your smelling, your hearing, your touch. You may just know things. There's something outside of yourself. You feel this call, you feel this pull to do more than you have been. You feel this call and desire that there's more to life than just the 9-to-5 grind. You have this calling of helping people, and it goes in your energy, right? You're such a loving energy. You have this calling where you want to help people. Maybe you want to help people. Maybe you want to create safe space for people. Maybe you're like a coach or a therapist or something, but you are a safe space, a safe haven for people, and you have a higher calling and a purpose. All right, we're gonna wait for that. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just like construction or something happening. I'm sorry. And you are celebrated. I think some of you may have been celebrated for something, like whether it's an award, maybe you reached a milestone, I don't know, like a 5-year, 10-year anniversary for work. Maybe you were promoted. Maybe, maybe something, maybe you achieved something, maybe you finished school, maybe you finished something. Maybe you got like a license, a credential, but you have these achievements, and I feel like you downplay what you've done, what you've accomplished. And you should see yourself more highly. It's not about bragging, but show yourself some gratitude. Like, damn, you did that. You achieved your goal. You got that license. You finished school. You went through that program. Not everyone can finish things. I feel like you've done so much in your life. You've created so much, even just if it's like a home environment and a family, you've done so much. You've experienced so much. Celebrate yourself and show yourself some gratitude. Do you ever just take yourself out just to say thank you for what you did? Maybe you finished a creative project, wrote a book, I don't know, published something. And you're just yep, on to the next task, on to the next, on to the next. It's not good enough, on to the next. You're like, I'm not where I need to be. I'm not where I want to go. So just keep going. But no, you can celebrate each milestone. Like, that's accomplishment in itself. Like, did you thank yourself and celebrate yourself for this? It's a weird thing to say when a relationship ends. I'm not saying celebrate the end of the relationship, but what I'm saying is celebrate that, hey, I'm so proud of you for leaving a situation that made you feel small, that didn't make you feel good. I'm so proud of you for saying yes to yourself. I'm so proud of you for trusting me, trusting my heart, trusting my intuition. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for not letting go of this desire of having a higher purpose. I'm so proud of you for surrendering more to the universe and trusting that there's a different path for me. Like, did you celebrate yourself for that? Did you show yourself gratitude? Like, that's an achievement. Do you know how many people stay in relationships that they feel less than in? They feel horrible. They don't feel happy. To force yourself to feel that way for so long, like, celebrate yourself for even making that pivot, because it's pretty amazing in itself. All right, let's read the guidebook, New Moon in Gemini. Think it through. A positive outcome lies ahead. However, to take this opportunity from the ethers and make it real, you need a positive mindset. On some level, you already know how to get what you want. Use your smarts, think it through, look for the signposts about what to do next. Ask, what am I expecting? Focus on positive expectations. Expectations attract. If you're having doubts, talk to someone. Make a list of your goals. They're a way through. Use your mind and your words to help others see things your way. Manifesting focus. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to a flirtatious situation, anything written, an upset you've had, or a relationship that feels blocked. Manifesting mindset. Express whatever is on your mind is always a good idea, but this card also suggests you need to do some inner work and trust your intuition. And your affirmation is, knowledge is powerful and I am powerful. You know, for some of you that are still in this situation, it's saying, you know, you can trust yourself. Like, yes, it's important to be logical and think things through. You can write stuff down, goals even. You know, maybe you have a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10-year plan. Like, write it down. You can do a pros and cons list on what you've built so far, your relationship, you know, just so you can get all the facts. You know, this is not to define what's happening, but just to put everything organized on paper for your thoughts. But also, trust your intuition, trust your gut, you know, feel through it. You can write all this down on paper just to organize yourself and see a timeline of events, but like, and also like, how long have you been unhappy? Like, write down, like, has it been a few months, a few years, a decade? You know, that will all inform you, but also trust yourself, trust your intuition for the next steps. You know, whatever the situation is, whatever it may be, it's important to like look at yourself clearly, look at yourself and like be truthful like with what's happening in your reality and decide, right? If there's no right or wrong, there's just a line. Decide, what is your next path? Do you want to stay or do you want to go? You know what it's like to keep continuously dismissing yourself. You know what it's like to listen, to lead your life by fear. You know what that's like because you've been there. You are there now, or you've been there. You know what that's like. So what will it be like, do you think? Or is it worth it for you to figure out what a life would be like just trusting yourself? If you keep living in a life where everything is decided by a no and you're not happy, then maybe shift your perspective and think, I wonder what a life would be like if I made everything from a yes. The energy of yes and no. Keep making decisions where you feel a yes, and you will go where you need to go. You will feel more connected. You will feel like you can surrender. You will feel more supportive. You will feel more happy. You will find that your relationships start changing. You will feel like you will find that your life starts transforming when you start making decisions from your yes and not your no. This happened because you made decisions from no. All right, and these are some self-care activities to really integrate the work. Read. This is ghost stories. You don't have to like, maybe some of you like horror. And beauty. So for read, I told you, right, there's messages in every story. If you are here, maybe you are connected to stories like I am. I love stories, I love movies, I love TV shows, I love animation in general and anime. But I feel like there's a message in any story. There's a reason why we resonate with some stories. There's like some series out there that a lot of people resonate with, and there's a reason for that, right? It's not just because they got lucky. It's because something about that story resonates deep within us, because there's a message there to help us find. So if there's like a movie, I mean, this says read, so I guess not movie, but if you used to read, if there's stories that you miss, that you've been thinking about, if there's a book you've always wanted to read, read it. There's a message there for you. This also helps you like connect with yourself more, right? Like reading is an individual act. I mean, I guess you could read to someone else, but you know, reading helps you slow down. You're in your own world, you're in your own thoughts. You can hear what your thoughts sound like. You know, that'll help you also trust your ego and intuition. It's like, what do my thoughts sound like right now when I'm reading? What does fear sound like? And pay attention to what lights you up. If there's certain genres that light you up, certain stories that light you up, you can follow that. You know, what type of life do you want to live? Do you want to live a life of adventure and fantasy and magic like I do? Then follow that. You don't have to keep yourself in this slice of life boring world. Not that slice of lives are boring, but and beauty. So you don't have to do makeup. It's just saying like, do something to make yourself feel good. You know, like in the past, I mean, I'm still a little lazy with my appearance, but in the past I was like, I'm so lazy to do anything. I don't care how I look. But recently I shifted that belief. I was like, you know what? I get to express myself. What's gonna be fun for me? Like, I used to not like rings, but then I found these like gemstone rings I really like, you know, and they help me. They protect me. They help me like connect with my intuition. So find things that you enjoy that like light you up. If you don't like makeup, whatever gender you are, maybe there's a certain way you like facial hair. Maybe there's a certain way you like to put your hair, like try a new style. Maybe you've always wanted to wear like a headband or clips. You can wear new clothes, but do something that makes you feel beautiful. So it's not like, and I'm not saying like, oh, your physical appearance is so important, you need to change the way you look. No, it's more like what makes you feel beautiful and radiant. Maybe you like sparkly eyeshadow sometimes just because it makes you quirky and unique and vibrant and colorful, and that's fine. Maybe you have curly hair and you want to wear your hair out, stop putting it in a bun and hiding yourself, and you can also wear a bun if that makes you feel beautiful and good. But it's like there are little things that we can do physically that just make us feel good and more radiant. And try more color. That's the message I'm getting. You know, some of us wear black and gray all the time, but sometimes there's fun colors to embody, especially green. You know, if you're attracted to this, you know, wear more green, help you open up your heart chakra. And what I was saying before is you're so good at giving love, right? You're open to giving love. Make sure you're open to receiving love too, because you deserve it. All right, group twos, I just want to say I'm very proud of you. You know where you are, where you've been, who you've become, who you're still trying to become, and you know you're here for a reason. You want to do the healing work, and I hope you show yourself some more gratitude because you've been through a lot and you've healed a lot, and you deserve love and to feel respected. But if this resonated with you, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know down below what hit for you, what didn't. To connect with me, you can always check out my website or send me an email. I'll also link down a free inner child healing practice that you can use to connect with your inner child, talk to your inner child, and heal some things. You guys have a good day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you guys all the best. Hi, group 3, welcome to your reading. This is if you pick the Kiki's delivery service card and the red Jasper. Just for more details, we'll be taking a look at what personal power you need to embody in order to promote self-healing, love, growth, and deep inner child work. And then I'm going to explore a story from your life that your inner child wants you to take a look at so you can acknowledge it, reflect about it, and just spend some attention on it, because there's areas that you need to let go of and heal from. And then we'll go more into specifics on what you can do practically in order to integrate this healing, and keep going and move on. And then we'll just take out some general messages at the end. So I'll start by here. For those of you that were drawn to this card, I immediately thought fly, but also with the red Jasper, grounding. Red Jasper is good for grounding energy, and I wonder for some of you if you can be stuck in your head a lot, like up in the clouds a lot. You might be spiritual or witchy, and there's some grounding practices to help you come down to earth, because we are living a human life right now, and it's important to ground yourself when you're doing spiritual practices. So we'll see how that comes up in the reading. All right, so let's look at what personal power for you to embody to integrate this healing work. This will be the anchor for the spread. Personal power for deeper healing. Oops. Oh, all right. I am wild and free. Let's put it right here. Yes. I think, yeah, so that's why I got the fly. You know, I don't know if some of you are hiding your full gifts, or some of you are hiding, you know, what you like to do, what you enjoy, your interests, but this card is a reminder that, you know, to let your hair down, not care what other people think, not care how other people view you, you know, move and surrender to what feels right for you, you know, do what feels good. You know, this person is dancing freely, wearing whatever they want to express themselves. You know, it can be easy for us to try to mold ourselves and to fit in a box because we don't look like anyone else. We don't act like anyone else. Our interests are kind of unique. And that's what makes you special. You don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to, you know, worry that you won't find people like you, or that you'll be alone in this. You're most beautiful when you're wild and free, when you're embodying your truth. You know, wear what feels good to express yourself. Don't worry about what other people think about it. Move the way you want to move, dance around, and fly. You know, some of you, it is specific, like with your spiritual gifts. You may be really connected to, you know, energies in the world around you, and maybe not everyone around you is like that. You know, maybe you're in a place, kind of like Kiki went to, you're in a place where you're the only one that's like that, and that's okay, right? You can make friends. There's people that are interested in that, like she met Tombo. You know, there's people that will accept you for who you are. There's people that will want to befriend you, and it's okay if you're like the only one in that. Now, there is a sense of community, like we're in, depending on where you live, right? Like if you're in a big city, you'll find people like you, but you know, depending on where you are, it might be a smaller town. It could be maybe like out in the country, and it's your choice, right? Live how you want, and whatever supports you in being free. If you're in a smaller town and no one's like you and you don't feel comfortable, then leave, fly, move somewhere else that supports your energy. But if you do enjoy the town, like Kiki was part of a town that was part of witches, and she left to a different town where no one knew who she was, no one knew what she did, and she thrived in it, right? So it's just your choice. You can find community where you are, because you are likable, you are lovable, you know, you have that Kiki energy. But just trust your gut, trust your intuition. If you're part of this group, you know how to do that. All right, let's get some more messages. Let's look at a story from your life that your inner child wants you to think about, reflect on. This might be something that you're aware of already. This might be something you've forgotten, but let's take a look. What story from Group 3's past should they look at? Story from their life. Oh. Cards just fell. Hold on. Okay. This one came out. These kind of came out. All right. And take one more. All right, never mind. Two more came out. That's fine. Put them together. Okay. Oh, oops, we're off center here. Let me just move these over a little bit. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at, oops. Let's take a look at over here, this energy. You know, with the Ten of Wands, you know, you can see this little fairy here. She's tending to her plants. And, you know, plants take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, right? It's not immediate gratification. It's very slow results if you've taken care of a plant. You know, you have to pay attention to it. You have to pay attention to how the leaves droop. You're putting like your care and attention just slowly every day. And then you do have to pay attention. You can't just, you know, neglect it for a month or so. Unless it's like a succulent, but you can't neglect it and come back to it. You do have to pay attention. And there's this energy of feeling kind of exhausted, but also rewarded, right? From taking care of all these plants. And in this setting, in this case with the reverse, it's like you've invested a lot of time and energy into something. We're talking about something from your past or in your life, maybe right now, but you invested a lot of time and energy. You've had like a lot of responsibilities and you're kind of exhausted, you're kind of overworked. This is a time where you had too much going on, whether you put a lot of yourself everywhere. So you might have had juggled multiple responsibilities, relationships, something with your career, just anything where you were doing a little bit too much. Your energy was going in multiple directions and you got really tired and exhausted. You know, with the Knight of Wands, it's this energy of, I don't know if you've seen Thumbelina, but Prince Cornelian in there, he's like, he rides on this bumblebee and he's definitely the Knight of Wands. He just like takes action and go. He doesn't like think about anything. He goes straight ahead into the storm and a dangerous storm, right? He doesn't think. He has a goal in mind and he just kind of goes for it. And it's just like go, go, go energy where you're burnt out, you know, at your detriment. You go too far and you're not paying attention. You don't stop to think. I feel tired. It's a very tiring and exhaustive energy. So this is a point in your life where you were really burned out, you know, juggled way too much. And I'm wondering, it's not really showing me like what, it's just in general, you know, with your life. So this might be multiple areas of your life. It's just an area of burnout. I wonder if some of you felt trapped in your situation. You know, the Fool card is about venturing into the unknown. It's about not being afraid to go where you haven't traveled, right? The Fool like has this innocence about them. They carry like a small amount of burdens on their back and they go on a journey and they keep going because they trust that they'll be protected. And I wonder if you felt trapped in your situation. I wonder if you felt like you had to give all, you had to give your energy like this because you were afraid that, for whatever reason, you were afraid that you were gonna lose relationships, you were afraid that you would lose your job, you were afraid that, you know, it just wasn't enough. But I feel like with the Fool card here, it's telling you to trust that you'll be protected on the journey. Trust that you can go where you want to go. Like you can follow the call wherever you want to go. Maybe some of you have already done this. You know, you were able to venture out. Maybe you moved away from this energy and you were able to get out of it and follow the call. But some of you may be still trapped in these responsibilities, trapped in this role that you think that you've set for yourself. I don't know how you view yourself, but you know, maybe a lot of people rely on you. Maybe people depend on you, you know, for so many things. But it goes back to boundaries. You know, this card, it wants you to be wild and free. It wants you to feel good. It wants you to have fun, you know. And it's not like you don't have responsibilities here, but you're not trapped. You're free to do what you want. You're free to express yourself. And this energy down here, it's this energy of not, right? You're stuck in this role that you've been put in or you've placed for yourself. You have all these attachments, and it's saying to let go of those attachments, let go of the role that you've made for yourself or that others have made yourself, and be more like the Fool. Get back to this childlike energy, you know, get back to what makes you have fun, that sparks something inside of you. You know, the Fool has this innocence, but is also connected to their inner child, and they have this playful energy about them. Even though they have this playful energy about them, they still are like bold and brave and go where no one's gone before without knowing what's coming ahead. And I feel like, you know, maybe you've forgotten, or maybe this is a time that you forgot, you know, how to have fun because you had all these responsibilities. You know, I think as adults, we assume that we have to act a certain way, we have to be a certain way, and we have to let go of everything that makes us happy, that makes us laugh, but that's not the case. You know, your inner child wants you to connect with what made you have fun before. Did you used to want to dance, sing, play, move around, play dress up? You know, get back to those things that light you up and make you happy. This burnout is interesting. And I think it's just in all areas of your life, honestly. Let's look at this over here. We have the 6 of Chalices reversed, and then we have the 8 of Coins. Hold on, sorry, there's like cars driving around. All right, the car's gone. So with the 6 of Chalices and the 8 of Coins, you know, there's this energy about investing your time. You know, the 8 of Coins is about a master of their craft. They've spent so much time and energy practicing something, putting in a skill and having it amount to something, right? They've become a skilled artisan around this. And with it connected with the 6 of Chalices, there's something about nostalgia. There's something about your past, childhood. There's something about this feeling of childlike love in a relationship. I'm wondering if some of you, this may be a message for some of you. I'm wondering if some of you did have a relationship that drained you. You know, we do have the cups, about emotions and connections, and this might have been someone that you knew for a long time, maybe since childhood, and you know, there's this sense of nostalgia, longing, and you know, putting in a lot of investment and time in this relationship. And I wonder if this relationship became a reason for your burnout. I wonder if you were trying to do everything and be everything and like support this person and rescue this person, and you got really tired, right? Because you spent so much time, effort, and energy investing in this relationship, and because, you know, you've known them for a long time, I wonder if that's why you felt like it was your responsibility to support this person, to be there for this person, to help this person. And for some of you, this might be work related. If it's not a relationship or person, there's this idea of like, maybe you at a younger age, or maybe just for a long time, you were expected to maybe work in a certain field, or you spent so much schooling, right? Education, studying something, learning something, and so now you felt like that's what you had to do. You spent all your time and energy and effort doing this, and you've overworked yourself, and you're not even happy or aligned in your career or what you're doing. There's a lot of this energy of what you think you should have done. I think this group, you have been doing things that you think you should do. You've been doing things that other people want you to do. You feel like, you have this responsibility to do certain things, to be a certain way. And this is reminding you, your inner child, to go back to what makes you feel wild and free. Get back to those interests. If you can't change your job right now, or if maybe you've walked away and have, get back to what makes you happy. I feel like a lot of people, they think, when we're children and these interests, that they're childish, right? That we grow out of them. But no, we grow, our bodies grow, right? We have experiences, but our interests are still the same. Whatever we loved as children, our interests, those don't go away just because our body grows up, just because we have more experiences, just because our brain matures. Our interests are still our interests. What makes us happy still makes us happy. It lights us up. I feel like people can define like what it means to be an adult. They're afraid of connecting with that part to themselves, afraid of looking childish, afraid, of it being taken a certain way, but there's no reason for that. I don't think people realize that, like, if we were all doing what we loved, like what really lit us up, like our society, our world would look a lot different. Can you imagine the buildings that would be out right now, like the different architecture, like people having fun? If people were able to, like, even the built environment, like if people were able to decorate the sidewalks, like right now where I am, like people use graffiti art, like that's fun, that's awesome. It's like people that liked painting when they're young. There's so many different forms of art and painting and beauty, and even just like a park, for example. Like, can you imagine, like, if all of us were just like loving and passionate about what we did, the world would look like a very creative, artistic place. And your inner child is telling you to get back to that. You can still try and get back to what lights you up. No matter what's going on in your life right now, you can still build on that. On your days off, on your times off, it's important to create boundaries for yourself. Like, you are one person. People should not be needing to rely on you, depend on you. This may be a little different if you have, tiny humans in your life. That's a little bit different. Even then, like, depending on their age, there are boundaries. You still need your own time. You still need quiet time. Do you have support? Do you have a partner? Do you have family or friends that can support you and help you so that you can get back to yourself, so that you can love yourself? It's important that, you're spending all this time and energy on other people and everything else in your life. Make sure you're spending it also on yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve to feel free. You deserve to showcase your gifts and step into that more. And, maybe, I don't know if some of you like the ocean, but maybe get back to the ocean, get back to what makes you feel good, get back to what grounds yourself, if you need nature, the beach, trees. I wonder, I'm gonna take just one more card to see, like, just this burnout situation, and we have another message about this time in their life where they were burned out. Okay, yeah. So it's just the same. It's the Nine of Wands reversed. Again, it's just, you see this You see this person balancing on a leaf, like they're barely holding themselves on. After like the 7 and the 8, they've battled, they've fought their way through, and they're finally standing. And it's like, for some of you, you've battled it, you've become triumphant, you're on your way there. It's a 9, you're almost at a 10 completion, but it's like you felt so exhausted, so burnt out, trying to fight other people's perspectives, opinions, everything around you, and you finally like stand on this one last star, and it's your choice, right? You chose this one to stand on. You chose this one to help you and support you. For some of you, you're still in it. You're still in the thick of it. You're feeling like, wow, I'm barely hanging on. I'm so exhausted, you know, the 10 and 9. But with the 10 here, you know, it's the cycle will be complete. There is rebirth, there is renew. You just have to trust, you know, the next step. You just have to trust, get back to this and trust the next direction. You know, don't make choices that keep you in this energy, this exhaustive energy, because you think that's where you need to be. Make a choice that makes you feel a little freer, that makes you feel happy, that lights you up. And you know what that feels like. You've been living in a no for a while with all this exhaustion and energy. See what it's like to move in a yes, you know, just pivot a little bit. Let's look at some shadow work you can do. Let's look at what's going on here. Let's see what you can do in the practical. Yeah, I just looking at these cards, I think it's just in all areas of your life, you know. This is just about your energy. You know, it's important for you to set boundaries for yourself with your work, relationships, and everything. With your work, you know, how much time am I giving to work? Do you work a salary job? Do you work hourly? Like, if you do work hourly, you know, once you come home, work's off your mind. If you're truly hourly and, you know, you don't have any work to come home with, how are you nourishing yourself? How many responsibilities do you have? Are you the one in charge of, first of all, are you alone? If you're alone, then okay, there's ways for you to figure out your schedule in terms of, you know, can I meal prep? What can I do to nourish my body? Can I stretch? Can I move around? What can I do to start my day? You know, in the morning, I used to hate waking up in the morning before work because I just didn't want to do anything. I'd wake up literally 10 minutes before work, get dressed and leave, and then I'd shower at night so I wouldn't have to wake up early to do that. I started getting up like 40 minutes earlier just so I could stretch, just so I could meditate a little bit. It changed everything. At first it was a little hard, right? Waking up that early, but this was like an investment in myself because I stretched in the morning, moved my body, because I meditated. It set my day up for success. It made me feel more calm. It made me feel ready to tackle the day. There's something about that, like in your schedule, like if you're alone and you have the opportunity to do things to help you, you know, move through the situation as you can. For those of you still stuck in a draining job, you know, think about that. When you come home, what types of things are you eating? Are you eating things that energize you? Or are you eating food that doesn't? You know, just listen to your body. I'm not going to tell you to not eat junk food or, you know, heavy fried food and fats. I'm just saying, listen to your body. There are certain foods that you eat that really make you sleepy, that make you feel full, and that drain you. Just pay attention and start incorporating different types of food. You know, obviously it's just, in general, it's good to eat some fruits and vegetables, but just pay attention to what makes your body feel good. Our bodies are all different. Our bodies all need different things. Just pay attention. And for those of you that have that relationship that you're still in, that's draining you, where you're doing everything, just think about that. You are being such a support for this person. You're cooking for them, you're cleaning for them, you're emotionally supporting them, you're there for them. Are they there for you? For the ones that this resonates with, right? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For the ones that are in that type of relationship where it's one-sided, just think about that. What do you deserve? What do you feel you deserve? Do you deserve someone that puts in the intention, effort, and care that you deserve? You know, just because you've known each other for a long time, it doesn't mean that it needs to continue if you're not feeling good. There's a sense of loyalty this sense of responsibility of staying with this person. Why? You know, you don't owe anyone your life. You know, it's important that you make yourself happy. It can feel like, well, I don't want to leave because I spent so much energy, so much time, so much effort in building this relationship. Yeah, you did. And it's still like this. And it's still not where you want it to be. So pay attention to that. I spent all this time and effort building this relationship and it's still like this. We can't change anyone else. The other person has to put in effort. The other person has to want to change. We can't change them. Just think about what it is that you deserve. If you think you deserve more, if you know you deserve more, if you have fantasies and imaginations about the perfect relationship, that exists for you. You are one person in a sea of so many. There are so many people that are like you that put in care and attention, that can cook, that can clean, that can support you. I don't know why I keep saying that. Clearly that's a message for someone. But you know, whatever it is. All right. So yeah, let's get back to shadow work. What can group 3 do? About healing. Disengage. Take one more. Excuse. So disengage, to disown something that is not aligned with who you are, to disagree, to step away from a toxic influence, to take a break. Interesting, we've talked about that. Excuse, what excuses are you making to escape and avoid your problems? How have you been refusing to take ownership and responsibility for your reality? That came up in, dang it, was it group 2? Or was it group 1? I think it was group 1, I don't know, but it came out in one of the groups. Accepting your reality. All right, let's take 2 more for here. Let's look at expansion and light work. Oh God. The whole deck fell, so I'm not gonna take those. Okay, 3. I'll take that. Okay, let's see. Oops. Compassion, truth, and synchronicity. Okay, I'm going to read these in a second. Let's get to these 2. So, to disown something that is not aligned with who you are, to disagree, to step away from toxic. Yes. So, this is shadow work for you guys. Boundary. This is what I was talking about, setting boundaries. They all have different groups. So, this is boundary, this is shadow work. So, boundary. Releasing toxic influence. You know, I think, so this is important. This is important for those of you that are in this relationship. You know, when I say relationship, you know, this could be anyone. This is not about romantic. It could be, but it could be platonic, familial, any dynamic. But whoever popped into your head is probably the one that we're talking about. You can trust that. It feels draining around them. Every time they message you to spend time together, if you're not living together, you know, it's draining. You feel anxious. Maybe when they call you, you feel really anxious. There's this lack of boundaries. Maybe you've tried. Maybe you've tried to get away. Maybe you've tried to assert your boundaries a little bit, but maybe they said like, hey, like, we're close. I trust you. You're the only one that listens to me. Like, I need you. I want you to be there. That's not your job, right? Some of you think that, you know, you're their only safe haven, you're the only safe space. They can figure it out. They're an adult. I mean, we are talking about adult. We're not talking about a child dependent here. They're an adult. They can handle it. Don't feel like you owe them just because you've known them for a long time. You know, someone that really respects you and respects your feelings and well-being would respect your boundaries. If you are honest and vulnerable and you say, hey, I need some space, I need to take care of myself, I'm sorry I can't talk to you today, I'm sorry I can't hang out this weekend, and they turn it around and somehow guilt you or blame you, that's not a line. That doesn't make you feel free. That makes you feel trapped. That makes you feel restricted. And that's what I want you to pay attention to. For those of you that are having trouble with this boundary thing, things that make you feel more free are what you want to move toward. Things that make you feel trapped, overworked, and drained people, those are the ones to let go of. There's a relationship here to think about. And also with work. You know, work situations are hard. It's a little bit trickier, you know, in this society right now, we do require money to live and prosper at the moment. So I understand that, you know, some people don't have the freedom right now to leave their job, you know, they need some financial security, but just think about it, you know, depending on how your work is, there are other companies, there are other rules. Yes, it takes more time, it takes more energy to change that, but just think about boundaries. You know, is your work respecting your boundaries? Maybe when you're there, it's exhausting. Are you able to disengage when you're outside of work? You know, they shouldn't be taking up all your effort, time, and energy. Like, yes, this is work, but you have a life outside of work. So just pay attention to that. Excuse. What excuses are you making to escape and avoid your problems? How have you been refusing to take? Yes. Okay, group 3, shadow work. This is something for you to journal about and think about. The life that you have right now, you are in control. It may feel like you're out of control. It may feel like, oh my gosh, I have to go this way, that way. So many people need me. This is a choice. Again, we're talking about boundaries. When somebody reaches out to you, when people say they need you, it is your choice to respond. It is your choice to give in. It is your choice to enable their behavior. You know, you might think like, oh, but I'd be a horrible person to, no. That's just your ego, or that's them. You're not a horrible person for respecting yourself and loving yourself. Sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we need space. You know, it's like this example of a phone. You know, a lot of people, they think because we have our cell phones, you know, for those of us that own phones, that we need to answer right away. If you don't answer within 10 minutes, you're horrible. Like, where are you? You know, and that's not okay. You know, the phone is not an extension of ourselves. The phone exists, yes, it's convenient, but we don't need to have our phone around us. You know, go home and put your phone somewhere. My phone's gone half the time. I don't know where it is. It takes me hours, sometimes even a day sometimes, to answer. And sometimes it's quick. It just depends where my phone is. When you get home, put your phone on the counter, put it in your bag, put it on vibrate or do not disturb or silent like I do, and then leave it. Like, no one needs you. Like, you're like, oh, but again, we're talking about adults. If you have child dependents, that's a little different. You know, you can put them on some special list. But for those of you not, you know what I'm talking about. No one needs you. You know, if you have a friend that's like, this is an emotional emergency, okay, like, you can be there for them when you have the emotional availability. They should be asking you. And that's what I want to get to is people will say they have emergencies, right? And sometimes they are. I want to let you know that you're not responsible for soothing them, right? Like, of course you want to be there for them, but if this is consistent, like, I'm not talking about a once in a blue moon, like maybe this is rare for this person. That's a little different, right? Because we all go through things, we all need support, yes. But if this is consistent, if this is like a pattern behavior where they need you constantly, whether that's every other day, weekly, like it's like a constant behavior, they always call and want you to show up, that is a lot different. And that is where you need to set a boundary of, hey, I'm not going to answer my phone for whatever reason. You don't need a reason, you know, and people should be asking you like, hey, something happened, I'm feeling really stressed, can I talk to you about it? Are you available? That's the type of friends that you want. That's the type of relationships you want, dynamic, any partners in your life. That's the type of people that you want, because we're not always available because we have our own life, right? You might be going through something yourself. You might be so stressed, emotionally burned out, and you can't handle anything. You know, it's not your job to like be there for that person. All right, wow, that was whoever that was for, you know, that's something for you to think about. What excuses are you making? The life you're living right now is a result of your choices and actions. You can change it. You can change it at any time. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel weird because you haven't had boundaries for so long. You can assert them now at any time. The people that love you will stay, and the ones that you need to let go of, you will let go of. And it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel different, but it's okay. You know, we go through seasons of our life. We're constantly growing. We're constantly changing. And for you, if you're in this group, if you're here on my channel, like, you are the type of person that invests in themselves. You want to get better. You want to heal. You want to better yourself. And you need people that do that as well. You need people that do their own work. You know, you can support each other, but you also need someone to do their own work so that you can grow together. For the people that don't, for the people that want to stay there and use you as, you know, that emotional support all the time, that's time to let go. Set your boundaries. Think about this. Just think about, what excuses are you making? You know, we are co-creators of our life. We can change it at any point. Just do little steps, small steps. And it can start with just saying, like, I'm not going to answer my phone after 9 p.m. I don't know. It's just arbitrary. Or when I get home, I won't look at my phone for 2 hours. You know, it's just things. Or I won't check this, and that. Or I will put all of my notifications on silent. You know, I will only look at it when I look at it. Just take one small step. Or I won't answer the phone when this person calls because I'm just not ready. I'm not there. I'm not engaged. All right, let's look at this. Compassion. How can you show empathy, sensitivity, clarity, understanding to yourself and to others? How can you help alleviate suffering? Yes. Truth. What do you need to recognize right now? What tough love messages do you need to hear right now? How can you gain clarity and insight? Synchronicity. What are the signs and meaningful coincidences that surround you right now? What do you need to pay attention to? These are all great questions to think about, but let's talk about this, the compassion, the empathy, sensitivity. Show compassion for yourself. You can't do it all, you know? You are so loving and supportive and patient with everyone else. Make sure you're doing that for yourself. Your feelings matter, your voice matters. If you're tired, you're tired. And you can express that to the people around you. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I need to focus on myself. I need some self-care. And that's fine. People will understand. You know, you help others alleviate suffering. You can do that for yourself. Truth. I think you know the truth, right? You know deep down. This is why you're having a hard time. This is why you're struggling. You're battling with yourself. You know what's feeling restrictive. You know what you need to let go. You just have to decide to do it. I say that like it's simple, but just trust yourself. You know, you've been living your life like this. You know what it's like to live in a no. You know deep down what it will be like to start saying yes. You can imagine the life that you will have. You can trust your intuitive messages. Whether you're spiritual, witchy, you are something. You are connected to something more than yourself. You can trust your intuition. And I think it goes with the synchronicities, you know. The synchronicities. You might be seeing signs, patterns, symbols, and pay attention to that. You might be hearing certain words. Maybe there's a certain city that you've been keep hearing. Maybe you need to check out a place, a destination. Maybe you want to go to that shop that you keep seeing. Maybe you need to check out some bookstore that you've heard about. Maybe you need to read something. Maybe you want to check out someone online. Maybe someone recommended you, like a person to listen to, a podcast, a book, whatever it is. There's signs and synchronicities that you've been noticing and you've been maybe ignoring. Check them out. It'll probably help you through the situation. It'll probably lead you down your yes path. Since you're attracted to this group, I think you know what I'm talking about. And comment below. What synchronicities are you seeing? What messages do you think the universe is trying to show you? Trying to tell you? And I think when we were talking about, I'm gonna link, I told the other groups this. I have an inner child healing practice. It's free. You can also go on YouTube to find inner child healings, but it'll be important for you to connect with your inner child and speak to your inner child. You might be ignoring a voice, you know, you're feeling so burnt out and tired, and your inner child's like, hey, I wanna have fun and be free, and you're not listening. Do the practice and see what messages your inner child has. And then heal yourself, talk to your inner child, show them compassion, show yourself love. And and feel the energy shift, and something will change. Maybe do it about this person. All right, let's do some closing messages. All right, let's see what personal power you are mastering, that you radiate, that you're not giving yourself enough credit for. All right, what personal powers are they mastering that they're not giving themselves credit for? Oh God. All right, 2 came out. I deserve respect, and I release. This came out in, I think it was group 2. But I release what doesn't serve me, and I deserve respect. And let's pull a Moonology Oracle card. I'm going to read from the guidebook for this one. Just some messages to integrate your healing, messages from your inner child by yourself. Full moon in Aries, cool your emotions, and new moon in Taurus, know your worth. And let's look at a self-care activity. I'll pull 2. Self-care activity to integrate your healing. Ritual and learn. Yeah, these are my... Yes. Okay. Can you see everything? Oh, that's fine. Okay. So, I release what doesn't serve me, and I deserve respect. Yes. You are coming into this. So, maybe this was in the past. For some of you, it's now, but you're coming into this. With the asserting boundaries, you're realizing what you deserve. And don't downplay this. You don't need to dismiss your voice. You know what you have to offer. You know the type of person you are. You're beautiful inside and out. You're respectful. You're loving. You have gifts to help people. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to have your boundaries respected. You deserve to have your feelings respected. The type of person you are exists in others, and you can find them. Let go of the people that aren't like this. And the 2, the 2 reminds me of 2 of Cups. You deserve to be with people that you feel connected to, that you share the same values, that there's a give and take, there's an equal balance. And I release what doesn't serve me. I think you've been slowly releasing, right? You've been realizing what doesn't feel good. You've been realizing what doesn't energy you. And I feel like maybe it's just one relationship or maybe just a couple, but I think it's like this last pull. You're holding on to this last little thing. And once you do let go of this last little thing, your life will transform. You can release what doesn't serve you. It's okay. And since you're in this space, I think you know what to do to feel your feelings. Cry it out, listen to music, watch a movie, move the energy, wild and free. Maybe some of you are dancers. There's a lot of movement and energy, and fly. So move the energy and release. If you need, do a cord cutting practice, if you know what that is. I might make a cord cutting ritual soon. So if you want to, if you're interested, just send me an email about that, and I'll be getting that up shortly. But you're coming into this, you're mastering this, so trust yourself. This person, these people, whatever the situation is, doesn't get grandfathered in. They need to also match this energy of respect. Let's read from the guidebook from these. All right, full moon, Aries, cool your emotion. Okay. Are you in the middle of an argument, or perhaps in the mood to pick an argument? Or are you being overly forward? This is a time of heated emotions and frayed tempers. Anger is better than despair. As Abraham Hicks taught us, because anger spurs us on to do something, but you may get better results if you master your emotions. Certainly avoid stirring the pot or it could boil over. Cooling your emotions and being the peacemaker means you'll attract a more peaceful outcome. Seek a balance between you, and me. Manifesting mindset. There's no point in pretending that you don't have intense feelings, as this blocks your manifesting powers. You need to work through your feelings by thinking of the people involved or forgiving yourself. And the affirmation is, out of this, only good will come. Okay. And then we'll do new moon and Taurus, know your worth. Oh my gosh, there's an ambulance, sorry. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay. You're on the right track, but you need to go steadily. Know that you're worthy of your desires is crucial here. We've talked about this. Opportunities open up when you believe in yourself. Dig deep and move past negative comments from others. No matter what happened in the past, if you're aiming to manifest something for the good of everyone concerned, you can do it. Good self-esteem will also boost your manifesting powers. So love yourself more. Yes. Know your own worth, and others will too. Be true to your values. We've talked about that. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to property, possession, sensuality, love, self-belief, and self-worth. Manifesting mindset. Acknowledge and make a list of your best traits. If you find that hard to do, ask a friend to tell you what's good about you. Your manifesting affirmation. I deserve to manifest. You know, for this part, so yes, you guys need to, or some of you or all of you, whoever's in this situation with this people or person, I don't know if something happened recently or if there was like a big fight or encounter, but some of you are too in your emotions, right? You're so attached because of the weight and gravity of this relationship, because of, you know, how much time you invested, how long it's been, you know, maybe they're from childhood. But it's important to take an objective look, right? Like, make a list of pros and cons, make a list of how you feel when you're around this person, the relationship, like, just for more facts, right? We're not trying to be too logical about this, but this is just so you can see for yourself and organize your thoughts. And do this at a time when you are relaxed, when you're not at the height of emotions, when you're not like fully upset. You know, feel through your feelings, release, do the feelings practice that you probably know how to do. And if not, you can check out my website. I have a blog about it. You can listen to music and feel your feelings. And I'll link it down below. But connect with, you know, make your list, connect with that, connect with all the information, and then see how you feel about it. Like, trust your emotions, trust your feelings. This is not about making a, sorry, the ambulance is still here. I hope you can't hear that. All right. This is not about making like a explosive, on the spot decision. This is about taking time. And I feel like since this relationship seems to be long, I feel like you've been thinking about this. I feel like it's been a long time and you're just dragging it on. So when you're cool-headed, when you're in a good space, really contemplate and think about the relationship. Make sure you're not doing it when you just hang out with them. You know, it's important that you decide. Let's say like you've been talking to this person, you've been meeting up, and maybe you like always talk through it, but then it just stays how it is or it keeps getting worse. Without that, be in your own energy, make a decision, and don't falter. Once you have made your decision, then you meet up with the person to talk. Do not falter, as in, I mean, honest, for a lot of you, it's letting this person go and make that decision. When you're with them, it's hard, right? All the memories come up, all the emotions, and you're like, oh, I can't let go. Like, look at all these feelings. No. This is because you're emotional right now. Make the decision when you're cool-headed, when you can trust your intuition and stick with it. You know, tell yourself out loud and then live in integrity. Set the boundary for yourself. You know, this Know your worth. I mean, I've already talked about that. Like, you deserve self-respect. You deserve people that respect you, your boundaries, and your emotions. If this person is constantly seeing that you're so sad and broken down around them, that you're struggling, like, why would they want to keep you around? They should let you go. You know, as hard as it is, if we're seeing someone suffering in the relationship, both people need to let go, but they need to let go too. I feel like this person's holding on to you, knowing that you're suffering. You need to be the one to let go for yourself. You know, that's the boundaries. You know, you don't need to keep people around that know you're suffering and use you. You know, it's like that. Don't light yourself on fire to warm others. You know, when you're done, they'll find another candle. You don't need that. Find people that can keep themselves warm, and then you can support each other. All right. So your inner child wants you to learn and do a ritual. Yeah, you guys are definitely witchy over here. Spiritual, whatever you are. You guys know what to do. Do a ritual. Like I said, do a cord cutting ritual. This person has a candle and some gemstones. You know, maybe you do tarot. You know, when you're in a cool-headed mind, you know what to do. Like, go ahead and connect with tarot. Go ahead and connect with your guides, your ancestors, you know, do a candle meditation, whatever you need to do to find the answers, and let this person go. You're there. You know what to do. You're just holding on. Learn. It gets back to that inner child thing. For this group, you know, you love learning about things, right? Like, oh, she has gemstones again in tarot. But get back to what you want to learn. Maybe some of you want to learn about herbs or tarot or gemstones or candles or something unrelated to spiritual stuff, but get back to what makes you have fun and enjoy yourself. You know, for work, I don't know what you're doing for work. It's clearly not what you want to be doing. You're exhausted in it. But outside of work, you know, you can study what you want to study. You can learn what you want to learn. You know, go look up some information that you're feeling, and don't overdo it, right? Like, set like a boundary for yourself. Like, maybe today I'll learn this for 30 minutes, an hour, you know, whatever that may be. You can go on YouTube, you can read a book, something. But whatever it is that you've been meaning to pick up, oh, I've wanted to learn that language. Oh, I've wanted to learn to cook that thing. Go ahead and do it. It just takes one step, right? At least do something, you know. Find the class and book it, at least. You don't need to think about it. If you want to cook something, find the recipe and print it out. At least it's there. You know, one little step, one little action step to get you there. All right, group number 3s, my little group, I'm proud of you for everything that you've worked hard for and done. You can trust yourself. You know where you want to go. You know what you need to let go to. Oh, this is also what I wanted to say is, you know this. Until you let go, you won't be able to have room for what you're aligned with, right? Let go of those connections that don't make you feel good. Let go of the situations, circumstances, responsibilities, or jobs that don't make you feel good, that are draining you, so that you can welcome in the energies that are aligned, you know, toward you. We have to make room. We have to declutter our lives, you know. All right, group number 3, thank you so much for being here. If it resonated with you, if you want to keep following me, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how this reading worked in with your life. If you want to connect with me, you can check out my website. You can send me an email to connect with me. I hope you have a good day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you the best. Bye. Hi, group number 4s. If you picked the Bulbasaur and the clear crystal quartz, this is going to be your reading. We are going to go over, for the first, we're going to anchor your spread and pick out a personal power that your inner child wants you to embody so that you can heal deeply, grow, and love yourself more. And then we're going to look at a story from your life, one that's impacted you, one that your inner child wants you to think about, reflect about. You still need some healing. It's preventing you from moving forward. And then we're just going to look at some practical steps on what you can do to integrate this energy, to let go, heal, and move forward, and just some general guidance at the end. All right, let's start with the personal power. And I just wanted to say, if you're drawn to this, I feel like there's something about transformation, right? Like Bulbasaur is the first evolution. I feel like there's this thing of you haven't evolved yet, right? There's still more to come. There's still transformation. It's like maybe the death card energy. It's like there might be things for you to let go of to keep transforming, or there might be things for you to do to enhance yourself, to expand so that you can transform and evolve. So we'll look into that more. Okay. So what personal power group 4 can embody from their inner child so that they can heal and grow. Oh God. All right, 3 came out. I was supposed to only choose 1, but we're just gonna choose them all, so. Okay. I think, unless that was a different reading, I'm pretty sure this one came out. This one I think was a different reading. Okay. So, I reveal my truth. I am ready. I am happy. Oh, okay. Okay. So I feel like, oops. I feel like there's something about this group, like you're holding yourself back. Like, I feel like this group, you've worked a lot toward yourself. Like you've done a lot of work for yourself, some inner work, to heal and grow and change, and you're still holding yourself back. Like you don't feel ready to take the next step. Like you don't trust that you are ready to take the next step. You might be like overthinking. You might diminish like how amazing you actually are. You know, you might compare yourself to a lot of people, but there's this just energy of, you know, your inner child wants you to embody that you are ready. You are ready for greatness. You are ready for change. You are ready for growth. You are ready for transformation. I think what's holding you back is you're hiding your voice. You're hiding your truth. I don't know if this group, I don't know if what type of job you guys have. Maybe you have gifts, talents that you're keeping secret, or, you know, or your story. You know, this is about throat chakra work. What's coming to me, it's you have experiences that you've been through. You've battled things, you've struggled, and you've come out on top. You've grown, you've healed, and I think maybe you think that you are Bulbasaur, but you're actually Venusaur. Like maybe you see yourself as Bulbasaur, so you think like, oh, I can't lead anyone, I can't teach anyone, I can't guide anyone, I have still so much to do, I'm a baby, you know, compared to all these other people. But you literally are just holding your back. You're probably maxed out right now, and you literally could evolve at any time. You're just not. You're just choosing not to. Like, I think you're like, oh, I need to up my stats more. I need to get better. And then I'll be seen as a leader. Then I'll be seen as this top person, a master. No, you're literally already there. Just choose to evolve. You're already there. There's nothing more for you to do. You can go up 2 steps. And I think that's what it is. It's like, you've done so much. You're in such a good place right now. You've done a lot of the work already. You're in such a great place. You're happy. You're healthy. You know, we're always going to work and grow, but like, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. You're in a completely different place than a lot of people. You know, you love yourself, you respect yourself, you have loving relationships. If you're not already in a job that you don't love and are passionate about, you are going toward that. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. There's a car honking. But you are in a place that a lot of people aren't, right? A lot of people right now, they're still stuck in their thoughts, their fears. They're living a life that they like hate, they don't enjoy, they don't even like waking up every day. They are in toxic relationships. They are so drained and burned out, and you're not there. You're ready. You've gone past that. Like, you're still working toward your dream. I think you're not giving yourself credit. You're like, oh, well, I'm not at the end yet, so I can't do this. I can't be a leader. I can't teach people. I can't show people. No, you can. I think what's holding you back is express yourself more. share your experiences. I don't know if this group wants to do like podcasting or YouTube or, I don't know, writing or coaching or something, but there's a sense of like, share your experiences, share what you've been through and how you got here, because people will benefit from that. People will learn from that. And also, for some of you, also just connecting more in your relationships, trusting that people will be able to emotionally support you. If there's things that you're still hiding about your past, about what you've been through, I'm not forcing you to share your story with everyone, but I'm saying in those special relationships where you trust them, where you connect, where maybe they're revealing their truth, they're sharing with you hard experiences that they've been through and you've emotionally supported them. You can do that too. Connect deeper. You're ready. For some of you, this is like, you know, your passion, world related, and some of you it's in your relationships, in both ways. It could be everything. But trust the people around you. Let yourself be supported. Like, tell people your dreams, tell people your desires, tell people where you want to go, and they might be able to help you. You never know what connections people have, what creative pursuits people may have, maybe secretly, or maybe you know, and they can support you with that. The people around you want to make sure you're happy, they want to support you, they want to see you successful. And yes, I reveal your truth. Is this 13? Yes. You know, it's that death card energy. Transformation. When you reveal your truth, you will transform. When you express yourself, express your voice, express your experiences, there will be transformation. You will evolve. Yes. You will evolve to Venusaur. You're already there. You're just stuck in this body from your own choice. You see yourself as this, but you're already Venusaur. You're already gone. All right. Let's look at this story. Let's see what is this story that's holding you back? Like, there's a story from your life that your inner child wants you to look at. It impacted you. It's preventing you from moving forward. What is this story for group 4? Group 4 story, their inner child wants them to know and heal from. Oh God. All right. One more. Okay. What is this story? Let's see. Let's start with the 8 of Chalices. That's the one that's reaching out to me right now, and the 4 of Coins. So there is this feeling of, I don't know if you guys have moved, whether that's towns, cities, states, countries, but there's this feeling of not necessarily having to move, but there's this feeling of you have left behind a life for yourself to go toward what you want, to go toward your dreams. You know, the chalices, the cups in this deck is the Little Mermaid story, and in this specific scene right here, the 8 of Cups, it's like she made a choice, right? She had a life that she loved. Like, some of it, was painful, but she had family that she loved. She had friends, Flounder and Sebastian. But she longed for a different life. Oh my God, I'm sorry. There's a car. Okay. But she longed for a different life. She was feeling pulled and drawn to this other world, to this different world. And only she understood that, right? No one else around her understood that. We don't always have to leave something behind because it hurt us, right? Like, sometimes we do. But sometimes it's just because it's not for us. Like, she intuitively understood, like, this is not the life I was meant to live. I want something else. And whether or not something tragic happened or not, it's just this energy of you have let go of that life in favor of trusting your intuition, moving toward what you want. It's a vulnerable place. Whether this is happening to you right now or the past, but this was a very vulnerable place, like letting go of everything, not knowing where you'd end up. That's pretty scary. You know that it's the direction you want to go. You know it's aligned and you can see it far away, but you're still vulnerable, right? You're like battling all those emotions, complicated emotions of, oh, I left my friends and family, my situation, my life. I'm feeling so vulnerable. I'm not supported. And, some of you may have moved. Some of you may be in a new place. You have to build a new support system. You have to build new connections, but you know that it's where you want to go. And while it's tough, while it's hard, at first it was a little lonely and scary, I think for some of you, the ones that have been past this, when this is like a past, or maybe this is current, like you've been building, right? You've been making those connections. You are on your path. I think some of you are still building it, like obviously you're not exactly at the castle, but you are where you want to go, right? You've probably swam over here and you're at the bottom right here, but you are where you want to be. You feel aligned. You feel aligned where you are right now. You know that it's supportive for you. You know you want to build your life there. And that can be scary. There's this, with the Four of Coins, it's like, we can want to like protect ourselves, right? Like Rapunzel in the tower, Mother Gothel, she want to protect her prized possession. But for Rapunzel herself, it's a little scary, right? She listened to other people around her, person around her, where outside is, I'm not talking about the real story, I'm talking about the Disney story, but whatever. In the real story, she's stuck in this tower, right? And she wants to leave. And there's ways she can, like she found ways. Oops, sorry, this car. I'm so sorry. Anyway, she found a way, right? She could let down her hair and get out of there. But she didn't do it without help, right? Like, well, we're not gonna talk about the real story, but, well, we can. There's someone that saw her in the tower and wanted to support her. This is what I was talking about here, like, there's people around you willing to support you. If you share with them what's going on in your life, if you share with them your fears, your past, your emotions, and even your desires and where you want to go. I think because you're in this new space, this new energy, and you're feeling afraid of like taking that full leap, that step off so that you can be seen. I think that's what it is. Maybe you guys are in that some type of coaching, leading, guiding, teaching like direction. It's like you don't want to be seen. You're in this tower. You need to get out. You need to be seen. You need to show the world what you have to offer. You don't have to keep everything inside. You don't have to keep all your gifts inside, hidden from the world, because people deserve what you have to offer. People deserve to hear your story, to have an example of someone that has chased their dreams, has chased a life for themselves. I believe there's a message in every story, and it's because there's things that resonate within us when we hear a story. It's because those are the messages meant to find us, and you have your own story to share, and people will resonate with that. They will feel connected to you and your experiences, and they will see where you're going and what you've become, and they'll want to do it too. It'll give them courage. It's like this, it's this idea of protecting what is important to you. What do you believe is meaningful? What for you is a priority in your life? There's this idea of protection, keeping something hidden. Let me clarify this justice card. Let me clarify the justice card. Okay. I think this goes along to like I don't even know if you can see this. Okay. So the Eight of Swords, this being is surrounded by these swords, these limiting beliefs, these fears. And, this is about, traditionally, like the Eight of Swords is about, this person can literally rip off their own blindfold and move in the direction that they want, right? For me, like, this is like the red string of fate. Like, you don't need to see to know where to go. Like, you can feel intuitively where to go, right? You can feel what feels good. Like, you don't have to be trapped. I think, like, don't trap yourself in the first evolution when you can soar and expand. I think it's this idea of being seen as this beacon of hope. Like, don't be afraid of being this symbol for someone. Don't play small. Don't keep yourself boxed in. Like, you are unique. The way you like express yourself and show up in the world, your story it's for a very specific group of people. It's for a very specific person. You don't need to trap yourself or limit yourself because you're afraid of being seen. You're afraid of being heard. You're ready to be heard. You're ready to be seen. You're ready for your experiences to be known. And I'm not like pushing you to do anything. It's what you're comfortable with, but I just mean like, we can compare ourselves a lot to other people. We can think that we're not good enough. We can think that like, oh, we're not gifted enough. It looks different. Like, you have your own unique color, your own unique flavor, your own unique signature and energy. And there is a group of people, your soul family, that resonates with that. And no one else will be able to give them that voice. Like, yeah, there's so many people in the world. There's a lot of people doing whatever it is that you need to do, like in any category, but it's like, no, but your specific unique flair is what's important. And I think that's a good reminder for myself as well. Is, it can be hard, right? You feel like, oh, there's already so many tarot readers. Oh, there's already so many coaches that do healing work. Oh, there's all these other people, gamers, whatever, actors. Everyone's like, oh, there's already so many. Like, we all deserve to live in abundance. We all deserve to follow our dream. If you are really passionate about something, if it makes you feel so alive and sparked up, that is what you're meant to do. Because you're so passionate about it, because it makes you happy. There's enough in this world for everyone to be doing what they're passionate about. You don't have to change yourself, limit yourself, think you need to be someone that you're not, or do something different because you think that there's more opportunity for you. No. You deserve to stand in your own power and be who you want to be. You don't need to limit yourself. I keep getting this like coaching teacher group. I don't know if there's like a specific type of group of people that you really want to help that maybe is an underserved population. You know, maybe, you know, that's what I'm saying, like, is like, you have a voice, like, whatever you've been through, like, only certain people have been through that, right? Like, for example, there are like coaches out there that are helping moms, for example, like help them like support their family more in a way that like feels good, like help them, you know, be in like respectful relationships. They like target, like, when I say target, it's not in a negative, but you know, they want to help moms because they are a mom or something like that. You know, they understand the trials and tribulations that they've been through, and so they want to help moms, you know, love themselves more so that they can love their children and their family more. There's people out there that helped people of color. You know, there's a specific, there's certain experiences and traumas that don't need to be said. Like, I mean, yes, you can talk about it, but there's just like a certain level of understanding, right? You can connect with them, and you don't have to find a coach, find a mentor, find a person that has been through everything you've been through to get to heal, to grow, to find benefit. It's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you have a unique set of experiences. You have a unique voice that hasn't been heard yet, that needs to be heard, because these people are waiting for someone like them, for someone that either looks like them, talks about them, has been through something like them, whatever it is. These people are waiting to hear your voice and to feel connected. So don't diminish like your power. Don't diminish like what you have to offer. You're ready. You're in a better place. You know, I think one of my mentors told me, you only need to be a few steps ahead of someone to help them. And it's true. You can learn with them, grow with them. You know, you heal through them. You heal through healing others. And, you know, I think this Five of Swords energy is like, you are the one that's stopping yourself, right? There's this person that has these swords and they put it in the skull, or they're grabbing it from the skull, but it's like, take it back. Take back these limiting beliefs that are stopping you. It's all in your head. It's all your ego. It's all your fears. Take them out. You know what they are. Take away the swords. You can take them away. But work through that. Acknowledge that. You know, if there's fears that you have, write it down. I'm afraid of being seen. I'm afraid of being heard. I'm afraid I'm not enough. Be honest. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. Write those down. Create an affirmation. You know, I am worthy. I am enough. I step into my power. I have a significant role to play. I'm open to giving and receiving love. My voice matters. My feelings matters. I'm unique. I'm different. I'm special. I connect with other people. Other people will want to hear my voice. Other people will resonate with my story. Other people want me to show up. When I show up for others, I show up for myself. When I show up for myself, I show up for others. It's a relationship. It's a connection. You show up for others, express your feelings, your voice, your story. They listen, they heal, they connect, and they stay on your journey. And you guys are together. It's a relationship. You deserve that type of relationship with yourself and others. All right. Let's look at some integration. Let's look at what you can do practically to help integrate this energy. All right. Oh, got compromise. Repression. And let's look at this. Oh God. Sorry, there's way too many. We're gonna ignore that. Purge. Let's take this one. Okay. So let's read these. Oops. All right. So compromise. To negotiate to reach a mutual agreement, to figure out a solution for everyone involved. Repression. What is being pushed down? What are you refusing to feel, to experience, and to process right now? What are you resisting to acknowledge? And we'll read these in a second. Let's focus on these two. So boundary and shadow work. Let's start with repression. I was kind of getting to this. Make sure you are not, for those of you that are feeling, that are stuck in this first evolution, you need to expand, evolve. You can do it already. The repression is like, work through those limiting beliefs. I don't know if you already have a practice, but as I said, write down your limiting beliefs and see where that came from. Track them back. Is there a reason that you're playing small, that you don't believe you'll be successful, that you don't believe that you deserve to be heard? Are you used to not sharing because you didn't have a safe space to do that? Track it back. Do an inner child healing practice. That's what I recommend. You can go on YouTube. I have a free one. You can download it. But connect with your inner child, talk to your inner child, and see what's going on. See what's holding you back. What type of fears do they have? What type of experience did you have growing up that is making you feel like you need to stay small, that you can't be seen or heard and be successful? Are people around you telling you what you can and can't be? Are people telling you that your ideas are, not going to work out, not that you're crazy, but are people telling you like, you're crazy for trying to do that? Like, oh, that's so different. Like, whose voice are you listening to? What type of voices and statements are around you? And don't keep that hidden. Don't keep that bottled up. Like I said, rely on your support. If you're in a new space and you have new connections and you trust them, let them know your fears a little bit. Feel supported by them. If you trust them, at the end of the day, you want to trust your own guidance, but you can rely on your support. You can rely on people. That's what your friends are there for. That's what your support is there for, to help you get out of these limiting beliefs. For compromise, this is like a boundary. I feel like it's like a negotiation with yourself, right? It's, okay, maybe I'm not ready to be seen. Like maybe I have a fear of the camera, phobia, something like that. Okay, then if I'm not going to share my face, then I'm going to share my voice. Like this, you don't have to be shown on camera. You can just use your hands, you can use your voice, you can do a podcast, you can write, you can blog, but if I'm not going to share my face, then what other way can I share? What other way can I express myself? Make a compromise for yourself. And then take steps from there. You'll always grow, change, and learn, but compromise, okay, I want to share my story, I want to help others. I won't do it this way, but I will do it this way. There's so many choices, there's so many options. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty straightforward. I feel like that's what it's saying for yourself. I think it's you need to negotiate yourself to see what makes you feel safe and comfortable. That's why it's important to write out your limiting beliefs, shift through that, heal the source. But also, there will be some sense of fear, right? Whenever we do something new, when we've been playing small for so long, there's gonna be some natural fear with taking that next step of showing ourselves, being vulnerable. There's gonna be fear with that. So compromise yourself. What are you comfortable with? Make sure you're in a safe space to connect with yourself, but just see where are the boundaries of your fear? What makes you feel safe and comfortable? Do you not feel safe because of a past life? Something happened when you expressed yourself, the witch's wound. You know, do you feel like you're going to be persecuted? You know, really think through those fears. Like, where is this coming from? And compromise, like, hey, you're going to be safe. You know, no one's going to hurt you from sharing your voice. You can express yourself. We live in different times. Like, you know, talk to yourself, negotiate with yourself, negotiate with your inner child to see like what feels comfortable for you. Let them know like, hey, it's okay. Like, your voice matters, your feelings matter. We're not going to care if someone makes fun of us. We're not going to care if someone says something mean. Because I know that I'm helping people. I know that these people deserve to hear me. I know that they will feel supported by me. I know that my new friends, my new support, my new connections love me for my voice, love me for my abilities and my gifts and what I want to share with the world. And those are the ones that matter. I don't need to keep hiding myself and playing small. I don't need these thoughts to limit myself. You know, don't stay stuck in this mental prison. All right, let's get to these. Trust. How can you stay true to your values and who you are as a person? How can you strengthen your confidence in your own ability to make decisions that are aligned with your heart? How can you build trust in yourself and in others? What are the facts? Yes, you know, this just, everything's straightforward for this group. I don't have to over-explain things. It's like, it's getting back to connecting with yourself is like, you know what you value and know who you are. You don't have to have imposter syndrome. You don't have to think like, oh, is this working? Am I really helping someone? You know your value and your worth. You know that you can help people. You know that you have to offer. You know that these people will be helped by you. You know that deep down. You know that. It's just scary. This is different. You've trapped yourself. You've played small for so long. That's why you've left to go in a different direction. You are Venusaur. You can lead others. There's this importance of building trust within yourself. You know, can you practice with friends or family? Whatever it is that your skills are. I really am getting more spiritual vibes from this group. Like, there's some teaching, coaching, guidance that you're trying to do. Maybe it's not spiritual, but it's this idea of leading someone, helping someone through transitions, molding someone, like shifting someone. And how do you build trust within yourself? Start with those around you. Who's willing to practice with you, hear you out? You can share your ideas. And again, be careful, discern like who deserves to hear that, you know. We can like ask for advice from a lot of people or what they think, and then it might sway us. So just be careful with that. But it's like, how do you build trust within yourself? How do you build confidence? You know, you can start by, you know, whether it's like teach someone something, free lessons, free coaching sessions, free tarot readings. I keep talking about that, but you know, whatever is applicable to you. Is there a way for you to showcase your talent and just practice and let people review you? Depending on what it is there a way for you to do it on yourself, to see the benefits of yourself, right? Like, whatever it is that you're trying to teach or learn, like, clearly you've done it for yourself, right? Like, you are your first person, you are your first client. Were you helped by yourself? Yes, you were. You've transformed yourself, you've grown, you've changed. That should be enough for you, because you are enough, because your voice matters, your experience matters, your healing journey matters. You have healed yourself, you have trusted yourself, you have brought yourself to where you are now. You're your first client, you are a success. You can trust that. Truth. What do you need to recognize right now? What tough love messages do you need to hear right now? How can you gain clarity and insight? I mean, the truth, you know the truth. You're holding yourself back. You're playing small. You are so special. You are so much bigger than you see yourself. You are not Bulbasaur. You're Venusaur. Or wait, is it Ivysaur? Oh my god, now I'm like... oh shoot. Oh god. Now I'm embarrassed. Whatever. Whatever the last evolution is. Venusaur, Ivysaur. Wait, I think it's... Wait. Now, see, I'm questioning myself now. Anyway, oh my gosh. Anyway, oh God. So, you know the truth. Don't play small. Level up. Evolve. Tell me down below. I mean, I'll Google it real quick. I'll feel silly afterward now if I've been saying the wrong one. And purge. To destroy, to cleanse, to renew, to eradicate, and transform. Yes, purge. You know, clear quartz crystal, it's like you want to purge all energy that doesn't serve you, right? Renew, eradicate, transform. Transform, evolve, step into who you need to be. Purge the thoughts that are holding you back. It's just the thoughts and limiting beliefs. You have everything else going for you. You have a good environment. You have a home that you're building. You have connections and community that you're building. It's all being aligned right now. It's all an aligned path. Like, you're currently building it, but it all is going in the aligned path, right? You're not in a place where you're unhappy in all areas of your life. You're building all areas of your life in the direction that you want to go. And that's something. Let's say that again. A lot of people are stuck in a life where they hate their job. They hate their home environment. They hate their relationships. You know, they have strained connections with others. They aren't listening to themselves. They're feeling so drained. You are not there. I want to make sure you understand that. In all areas of your life, you are going in an aligned direction. Like, you take care of yourself, you're healthy. It doesn't matter if you're not at the destination you want to be. You've worked on yourself and you're going up there. You're evolving. You have let go of relationships that don't serve you. You are currently building them or have them in the direction that you want to go. Your career, this career that you're figuring out, you're in that direction you want to go. You are literally evolving. You are like quantum leaping through everything because you are working on every single aspect of your life. It's going in the aligned direction that you want. You love yourself more. You respect yourself more. You know what you deserve. The only thing holding you back is literally these limiting beliefs. And I don't want to downplay, you know, the power that limiting beliefs can have on us, the fears, but that's why I'm saying, like, write it out. Work through it. Like, you're already working on yourself. Write down all the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from this amazing person that you are, from sharing, from helping others, and work through them one by one. Just start with one. Start with one limiting belief. Trace the source. What's going to help you shift it? Whether that's affirmations, energy work, you know, taking one step in the direction that you want to go. Shift through it and just start with one by one. Purge these limiting beliefs and thoughts. You know how. You've been doing it. You've been able to do it with other situations in your life. You're just holding back when it comes to showing up in the world from shining. Okay, let's look at closing messages. So, this is the personal power. We're going to look at the personal power that you are mastering, that you are not giving yourself enough credit for. You are radiating this personal power and you're not even giving yourself credit for it. Okay, let's see. I am unbreakable. Yes. And we're going to take a Moonology Oracle card. I'm going to read from the guidebook from this one. Too many. We're not taking all those. It's meant it'll come back out if it wants. Oh God. All right. Well, came out again, so we're just gonna take it because I don't ignore messages. New moon in Virgo, trust all will be well. Yes. New moon in Aries, go for it. And last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. Okay. We will, all right, well, okay. And then we're gonna take some self-care activities that you can step into to integrate this healing. Create. And crystal work. Okay. Let's oh god. Just piling all these up here. Let's start with unbreakable. So I feel like you're not appreciating enough how far you've come. You know, you've been through the thick of it. You've experienced a lot and you're not giving yourself credit, and you wear your scars so beautifully. You wear your experiences so beautifully. You keep a positive mindset. You know, you're like, yes, this happened to me. These things have happened to me. I'm not gonna let this prevent me from moving forward. And you do move forward. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit of how much you've moved forward, how much you've changed for yourself, how much you've healed and grown, and the ability to move forward and shift and see what happened to you in a higher perspective, and you're the type of person that sees all your experiences as beautiful, right? There's a lot of things that have hurt us, right? Scarred us. But you've learned from that. You know that this was a learning opportunity, that you've grown, you've transformed from it, and you know that your life is beautiful as it is. You know, the pain doesn't make it ugly, the pain makes it beautiful, right? Because you recognize that your transformation, your growth, your ability to move forward is beautiful, and that comes from pain. And you're not giving yourself enough credit. Like, it's okay if you're scared. It's okay. It's normal to have fears that things won't work out, that you might not be a success, but you know you'll be able to move forward. Why do you not think you're going to be a success? You know you can move forward. You will always pivot. You can do this. You know, you've worked hard, and I'm sure your whole life, and everything you do in things that you're not even passionate about. I'm sure you were probably good at a lot of things in your life, and this, you're really passionate about whatever this is, whatever you're moving in toward. And you can trust that. You know that you're going to be successful because you're actually passionate about it. Like, all that effort and investment that you literally put into everything and everyone around you, like putting that into your passion, it's going to be a success. You will make everything that you touch beautiful. Yeah, you don't give yourself enough credit. Let's read from the guidebook. I mean, let me just say already is, trust all that will be well. You know, you trust yourself. You are the type of person that you will do what needs to be done. You will try hard. You will make it work. You know, if something doesn't happen exactly as you expect, you will be able to pivot. It's not like it'll stop you. You will do something in another direction, and it will support you, and it will get you to where you need to go, because you can trust your intuition, you can trust yourself, and you can support yourself. You can trust that the universe has your back. You can trust that all will be well, because it will be well. It's okay. You still have your family and you still have a family and a life and a support probably still there for you. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is, like, for example, is like, oh, maybe I have parents and I can fall back on them, but you're not going to, because you will do what needs to get done. If you need to take a random side job, if you need to do something random to support yourself, you're going to do it. You can trust that you will make it happen. It's okay. but don't sway from your path. Don't think that, oh, this wasn't successful, this means I'm not supposed to do this, or it didn't work out for me. No, you're unbreakable. You know your path. You know deep down what's meant for you, and you will get it. You can trust that everything will work out in your favor. Everything will work out as it's supposed to be. You know, the universe has plans for us that we don't know about. So even if something doesn't work out in your benefit exactly how you thought it was going to happen, the universe has other plans for us. New moon in Aries, go for it. Yes, like, take action, do it, express yourself, show up in the world. You know, Aries, they're bold, they express themselves, they really like shine who they are, they express their personality and what they're about, and you should go for it. Like I said, is you have a unique voice, you have a unique set of experiences, you know, your story deserves to be shared. Last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. Not everything has to be serious. Have fun, connect with your inner child, do what makes you feel good. Like, you know, with the create, and I think you're doing so much for other people, healing, whatever, guiding, teaching. Have some fun sometimes. Go do a puzzle, go paint, go run around and have fun, go dance, go watch a movie, play a video game. Just, well, that's not creating, but, well, unless you're doing Animal Crossing and you're creating an island, right? But just create something, feel inspired, you know, sit down, put some music on, don't have any distractions, put your phone away, and just create just to create. Don't think about like the outcome, like, oh, I have to plan this design and I have to make it look pretty. Like, no, just sit there and just start moving. Just start creating. Just tell yourself, I'm going to create just to create. I'm not going to create because I need to make this wonderful landscape or, you know, this dress, whatever it is. I'm going to create just to create. Like, get out of your head. Just create to create and tell yourself this isn't going to go anywhere. No one's going to see this. I'm just creating because I can. And that inspiring energy will help you. That creative energy will support you. That will help you. Let's read from the guidebook though, since I said I would. New moon in Virgo. Oops, where is it? There it is. Sometimes we want everything to happen yesterday, but divine timing is a real thing. Sometimes we need more pieces of a jigsaw to fall into place before we can get what we want. Slowing down now is the key for you to get what you want, so take your time and allow events to unfold. See what you can do for others as a really quick and easy way, both to distract yourself and to boost your good karma while you wait for your dreams to manifest. There's a reason why you pulled this card, so make sure you pay attention. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to a job or health situation. Go out of your way to help someone, helping boost karma. Go out of your way to help someone, helping boost karma. Be reliable, don't overthink things, be modest. Your affirmation is, I help others and others help me. And that's what just saying, like, you know, trust in divine timing. Like, it is really about divine timing. You know, there's things happening in the woodwork that you don't know about that need to happen. And rely on your support system, like I said. Like, yes, keep being yourself, keep helping others. Others will help you. Rely on your support system, ask for help, share what you're going through. New moon in Aries. This card heralds good news, opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm. Expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing and love. Make the first move if you dare. Financially be proactive. This card is especially good sign if you need more courage or determination, or if you're chasing someone or something. Be driven, determined, take action, ditch faint-heartedness. And your manifestation affirmation is, I am on the right track, soon I will. And yeah, take action. Like I said, take the next aligned action. Like, go through these limiting beliefs, you know, go to the source, shift through it. What you can do is, you know, create a new affirmation for the limiting belief and take a aligned action step. And that's the important part. Is affirmations are great, right? They help, you know, your mental and emotional well-being. What shifts your pattern and behavior and breaks you out of that is taking aligned action, even moving through the fear. You know, I'm afraid of being seen and heard because no one will want to hear what I have to say. What's an affirmation? People will resonate with my story. My voice matters. My feelings matter. What's an action step I can take aligned with that? I will share my story. I will share my voice. It's going to feel very scary, but repeat the affirmation in your mind and then share it. Doing that consistently will make it get easier, and then you're gonna feel more comfortable. But you have to start somewhere. And let's do last quarter moon in Leo. That was just an example, you know. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. What's happening for you right now can turn out well, but you need to find a balance between the light and dark of the situation. Get in touch with some lighter and happier feelings to clear away any energetic debris that may have grown out of your fears. That said, this isn't about glossing over any dramas and pretending all is well if it isn't. A positive attitude towards life now will help clear away any upsets. Two very strong energies are at play here. All the things you fear and your very vitality. Yes, we talked about that. Drawing this card suggests you need to lighten up a little. Happy manifesting comes from a happy place. Make a list of your blessings. And your affirmation is, when I forgive myself, I set myself free. Yeah, you know, have fun, lighten up. Like I said, get back to your inner child, see what's fun, and create. Get into that creative, fun energy. Like, I think people are like, oh, I'm gonna work hard first and then I can play. No, like, actually, we should probably play first. You know, it's like, if you do if you have the ability and freedom, if you do something creative first, like the first hour when you wake up, if you just create and have fun first, you'll see how much more productive you are later. Just being in that creative energy and like intentionally connecting with yourself and having fun and raising your vibration to that, your day will change. Try it out. And crystal work. Clear quartz crystal. Help you clear away some energy. You know, depending on what's happening with your limiting beliefs, you know, if you want some black obsidian to help you like absorb negative energy throughout your days, but do the work with the clear quartz crystal. I think I have, what was this card? It said, let me grab my card. Yeah, it can help with clarity, manifestation, focus, and healing. It's a master healer, bringing with it powerful, positive vibrations, deep soul cleansing, enhanced patience and prosperity for all those who turn to quietly unique spiritual energy, a shield against negative energy infused with potent positive vibes. This icy, bright, and luminous stone gets to work on the soul, kicking out the energy that is dragging you down and infusing you with a new sense of purpose and play. Yes, perfect for that. I mean, that must be why you're drawn to that crystal. It makes sense. All right, well, Group 4, that is the end of your reading. I just want to say I'm so proud of you for being in this space. Like, it's scary, you know, to leave all this behind, to go where you want to go. And, you know, my mentor told me, it's like, not everyone can follow you where you want to go. And you're creating a life for yourself because you know you deserve this. Like, I'm proud of you for where you are. If this reading resonated with you, if you liked the reading, please like, comment, or subscribe. I will link the inner child meditation so you guys can take a look at that as well. And thank you so much for being here. If you want to connect with me, you can check out my website or send me an email on ways to work with me. And I'm wishing you guys all the best. Bye-bye.